What's up, guys? Welcome to Fresh Fit Podcast. We got a special guest in the house, Andrew fucking Tate, man.
The legend.
I'm in Miami. I'm in Miami. Fresh and Fit.
Let's get into it, baby.
himself.
Let's do it, baby.
The legend himself,
Let's do
brother.
it. It's lit.
Let's get it, man.
It's lit. Yo,
we just got off the yacht to the studio.
Off the yacht to the studio. Bro, I was on a plane for 2 days. I slept 4 hours in 3 days. Then I was on the yacht with you guys. Now we're in the studio.
Yo.
But it's okay. I run on pure adrenaline.
this is what it is, man.
I run on pure adrenaline.
You guys asked for this?
You guys asked for it,
and now you have
it's
it.
here.
It's here.
Literally the most requested person to come on the Fresh and Fit Podcast,
Yep.
Andrew fucking Tate.
In the building.
I can say with absolute certainty in my life I have never disappointed. So buckle up, right? I'm keeping my glasses on as eye protection because we're coming hard today. We're coming hard.
Oh man! All right, let's hit these super chats real quick. We're gonna get right into
we
it.
posted the video early this morning. We got super chat right away.
Yeah,
it's crazy,
seriously, man. Mike Liff, please buy that Cobra a drink or two at Moxie's on my behalf. He is a case study on what the male mindset should be. Salute to you all from right down the street. Hashtag Brickle, aka the Bricks. Thank you so much,
Mike, man.
Thank you, Mike. $100 super chat from Kendall the Man. Subscribe to you guys after the Think Before You Sleep video slamming those OF girls you had on who think they're the reason y'all get paid. Here's to proving her wrong. Thank you so much for that, bro. And then Elvin, $5 Australian. I bet this finishes with 150K subs. Absolutely, bro. Thank you so much all the way from down under. Coco Puff, $20. Tate, what would you do if you had to fight John Jones or Israel Adesanya at the UFC fighters? What would be your plan of attack and defense?
What would I have? What would I do if I had to? Then I'd fight them. What do you mean? You know what? So many people are obsessed, especially in the fight game, with game plans. And Mike Tyson said it perfectly, didn't he? Everyone has a game plan until they're punched in the face. I would train as hard as I could possibly train. I'd be in the best shape I could possibly be, and I'd get in there with the intention of fucking him up. Sorry, I don't want to swear.
No, you're good.
With the intention of winning, right? Not enough people approach things in life with absolute tenacity. And if you approach anything in your life and you destroy the idea that you could possibly fail, which sounds easy, right? But you could do well. If a man told you he could rip your head off with his little finger and you could tell he really, really believed it, would you want him to try?
No.
You'd be like, that little, maybe. I don't know. This guy is way too convinced. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if I had to fight John Jones, I don't care if I had to fight a mountain. I don't care if I had to fight a lion or an alien, whatever. If it's on, it's on. If it's on, then it's on. So I'm coming to win. I ain't coming to lose.
Exactly.
So that's how it goes.
It's a fighter spirit right there.
All right. Lazino,
44, 23 euros, 23.99 super sticker. Thank you so much. Know you're worth $5. Looks lit, guys. Fresh. Check your Telegram DMs. Okay.
Cool.
And we will do that. Brody, $5. What's up, fellas? Cheers to a great podcast and hit my email back.
Oh yeah, he wants to do an internship.
Okay, so we'll hit you back.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. We've been getting spammed by emails and people hitting us up since we've been growing so much. Thank you so much for the growth.
Thanks,
We've
fellas.
just been so busy, man. Obviously, we got Tate in the house, so he's been the priority right now.
Priority always.
Showing him a good time has been priority. Yep. Matasuki, $20. Best podcast in the world, over 9,000.
Thank you, brother.
My friend.
Thank you, man.
9,000.
Tony Parker, $4.99. I'm looking forward to joining y'all's highest tier Patreon. I gotta put my glass on.
You join that higher tier, you can come in the studio. We got one of our boys here. I'll shout out to him in the studio as well, Kaiser. So yeah, man, $20 tier, VIP. You can chill with us.
Blake Ocean, $5. Tate, greatest to ever do it. Welcome to America.
Well, thank you
this is his first time in Miami. I didn't know that.
It's my first time in Miami. I've never been to Miami before.
You know,
but I'm feeling the Miami spirit. You know, I've already got the Colombian drug lord shirt and the big cigar.
Shout out Scarface.
I got some money. I can feel it. I can get it.
There you go.
Lazino again, $23.99. Shout out to Tate from East London. Keep up the good work. And Tate, never seen Star Wars.
Never.
Keep your movie. Yeah,
never
absolutely.
seen Star Wars.
Bro, I never seen it either.
Why would I watch that? You think I've got a life to live?
Oh man,
my dick works. You think I'm gonna be sitting there looking at what in a galaxy, little teddy bears, some dude in a mat? This is lame, bro. This is lame. I would deal with Darth Vader. I'd show Darth Vader force he ain't ready for. Bust him up. He ain't ready for me.
Yo,
He ain't ready
King
for me.
Chris said, no, shout out to the #1 podcast for men and lifestyle. Thanks for coming on, Tate. We're going 0 to 100K now fast. Speeding the catch is real. They better keep watching. Facts.
Thank you, King Chris.
And
then Loner XZ, $5. Don DeMarco, please, and happy birthday, Clyde. Didn't forget B-Day, 429. Can he get the DBT power-up? Still a ninja now, part of the Fresh and Fit Village. Thank you so much for that.
All right.
And then I think Lonnie Strokes, $10. Love this channel, man. Y'all be having me laughing hard as fuck. And when y'all gonna have Steph is Cold on the podcast, keep grinding. Hey, man, tell Steph to hit us up. He knows where we're at.
more.
Yep.
And then Blake Ocean, $5. After this interview, you will see that Tate is on another level and has proof for all of it. Absolutely, guys.
yeah.
Tate is the real deal, and he's here for a reason.
I do my best. You know, I'm a man. I try and live by receipts. I try and show what I'm doing.
No fire today, haha. Just love, keep it go, do it.
Thank you,
keep
Papa
it doing.
Chunks.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you,
Kylie,
brother.
Papa Chunks. And Trey won't make fun of you and the Warriors anymore. Ken Festi, Porter, and guys, we're gonna have to read 15 and up from this point forward because we want to make sure that we don't
15
interrupt. We got a lot to talk about with Andrew,
Yeah.
guys. So thank you so much. Chris will continue to show the super chats.
But 50 and up.
But 50 and 50 or 15.
50.
Okay, 50 and up, guys.
'Cause
we
we-
want
this
because
is
it's gonna,
important.
yeah, this is going to be a big interview. What's good, Fresh and Fit? I just discovered you guys a couple weeks ago. I like the content you doing your thing because these women need to hear this stuff. Thank you, I appreciate it, man. They do need to hear this. And then finally,
Ben
Francis,
Francis.
all the way from Canada. Shout out from Call Me Canada. We appreciate you, Tate. So,
Boom. Man. Bam.
Man, so
Wait, before we start.
Okay,
before
go
we
ahead.
start. Sorry, I don't want to try and take control of the podcast.
no, you're the guest, bro. Go
They
ahead.
might attack me from both sides. I only got one hand each for the Aikido. Why am I the only one drinking?
well,
Where's your vodka?
you know what?
Here we go.
We drank on the boat for you. Now we're here in the studio for you.
Listen, let me tell you something. I drank the entire 24-hour flight
You know
here.
what? Throw me a White Claw.
All I did
this
was
is a
drink.
special occasion.
I
Can
haven't
someone
slept.
throw me a White Claw
I
real
drunk
quick?
on the boat again.
You know what? I'll take a White Claw for Tate.
Yeah. Can you guys throw us a White Claw real quick? It's going to be like
This
Stone
is-
Cold Steve Austin type shit.
Second
here.
time you see me drink on air. First time was 100K, and now
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it for Tate.
And there's a reason why we're considered the best hosts in the manosphere. It's because we take care of all of our guests.
Fact.
They do.
Even if it means us destroying our livers in the process.
We all go down together. And gentlemen, I guarantee you my liver's worse than yours, all right? I live on booze.
So,
Booze powers me.
where's mine, Tom?
And then, so I'll say this. So, Andrew, for those that don't know
Yep.
who you are, that have been living under a rock,
Yep.
can you please tell the people who Andrew Tate is?
Okay, well, I've lived an eclectic life, right? So I've lived many different lives. I like to think the reason I'm so wise is because I've lived 1,000 human years. So I've done a lot of different things. I've been broke. I've been rich. I was a professional athlete. I was a webcam pimp. I've done it all. So I'll give you the very, very short version of my life story. My father was the greatest black chess player in history. He was a master of the game. So when I was growing up from a very young age, from the age of around 3, I was training to become a chess grandmaster. I was on track to be a chess grandmaster by the age of around 12. When I was 5, I became the state chess champion for Indiana in the under 16s. I was the youngest to ever win it. I remember I was 5 years old. When you're 5 and you're playing a 16-year-old, that's scary, right? I'm sitting my ass at 5, and there's some big 16-year-old there. And I remember when I beat him, he cried. Pop! So I became state chess champion age 5, and I was trained to become a chess grandmaster. So that was that. And then we were growing up. I was in sleepy little Goshen, Indiana. My mother and father split up. My mother was English, so we all went back to England. I was around 11. And in England, there's no chess, not like in America, right? And I also lost my coach because my dad stayed here. So I had a few sleepy years. I was in school or whatever, and then I decided I wanted to replace chess with something. And to me, the closest possible fit I could find was fighting. People say, how can you go from chess, which is geeky, to getting in the cage and smashing someone's face in? But to me, they're exactly the same thing, right? In most sports, there's a degree of luck. Like in poker, I don't care how good, listen, all you poker players, you all fucking, I play poker. I don't care how good you are. If every single hand you get is trash, you're going to lose.
Yep.
And if you keep getting pocket aces, you're going to win, right?
Yep.
So there's a degree of luck.
Facts.
Or if you play a team sport, your team can have a good day or a bad day, and that'll affect how the outcome of the game, regardless of how you performed, right? So I wanted something just like chess, where there's no luck. It's just me, one-on-one, brutal, war. I wanted to hurt someone. I wanted to make someone else cry like that 16-year-old bitch cried. So I thought, I might as well learn to start punching people in the face. So I started training. Kickboxing is what I started doing. I had 5 cage fights, and then I was offered a contract for the largest kickboxing organization in Holland, and they were the kings of kickboxing at the time, and they paid more than MMA, and I needed to pay the bills. So I signed up to kickboxing. I gave up MMA, and I became 4-time kickboxing world champion. Best in the world for a long time, 87 fights, been everywhere, done everything. And then fighting was doing well, but the problem is with kickboxing, it's not boxing, right? So even though I was the world champion, I mean, I had money, but I didn't have money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was getting, let's say, $100,000 a fight, but I was fighting twice a year, $200,000 a year, pay your taxes and stuff. You're not balling.
Yeah.
You're not
And then you
balling.
got to pay out your promoter.
You
and
got to pay
everybody
your
too.
promoter 20%, and there's no and the lifestyle's boring, right? So all you do is train. I mean, I was still smashing through women, of course, because I always found that I was pretty good at that, and it was relatively cheap. But I woke up one day and thought, I give this 6 hours of energy a day. 6 hours of my life a day is dedicated to kicking the shit out of people. I'm 4-time world champion. Is becoming 5-time world champion going to really improve my life? Probably not.
Right.
So I'm going to take all that energy and dedicate it towards getting rich. And through a crazy series of events, I ended up owning a webcam studio.
Hey.
I ended up owning a webcam studio and became a multimillionaire. And here I am now. I'm officially an ultra high net worth individual in excess of 30 million. So I gave up fighting to get rich. And now I'm rich, and I'm on the Fresh and Fit podcast. And that's the story. That's the story
man.
from head to toe. That's how it went.
There you go. This is the number 1 dating podcast in the world.
Yep,
Number
and
one in the
definitely the number 1 podcast in Miami, and we're going to take over soon and become the number 1 podcast in the world.
Hell
So,
yeah.
Andrew, so they got to know you a little bit as far as, you know, where you're from and everything, because a lot of people think that you're not American.
Yeah, I'm
And
American.
You were born here.
I was born here. I've got an American passport. I'm American. And I live right now. I currently live in Romania. And everyone goes, why Romania? Are you Romanian or is your family Romanian?
Let's talk about that real quick. 'Cause I know
Zero.
they're going to ask, oh, Andrew, why are you guys in Romania? Can you tell, well, what's safe for YouTube, I guess?
Yeah. I was in England. I got tired of England. I had to decide to move somewhere. And I'd fought in Romania a few times. And I decided to go to... In fact, I'll tell you this whole story. All right, let me tell you the whole story. Let me tell out in public.
Let's
why
go
I left
down memory
England.
lane.
Let's go down. Let me give out all my world secrets because I'm on my biggest podcast yet, so I might as well tell all my secrets, right?
There you go.
So this is a long story, right? So I had
It's a story, baby.
so I had the webcam business. So a lot of people are very curious about how the webcam business worked. So basically, I was sitting there after I retired from fighting, and I thought I need to get rich today. So I'm Googling up and I'm researching like what is money? How does the central bank? Because I thought if I want money, the first thing I need to do is understand what money is.
Right.
Most people don't know what money is.
Facts.
Right? How does money work? How does a bank work? Where does money come from? So I started like, just going down the rabbit hole. And the more I learned about money, the more mad I got because I realized it's trash and fiat ain't real and they just burn it from the sky. So I'm like, not only is it garbage, I don't have any. I don't have any garbage. What? So I was furious, right? So I'm watching this YouTube video, and they're talking about assets, liabilities, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting there trying to find a way to get rich, and I decided to write down all my assets on a piece of paper. I had like a Range Rover, I had an apartment under mortgage, I had like 10 grand in the bank, that's it. So I'm writing down my assets. I knew I was big and strong, but I was already fighting. And then when I was writing down assets, I realized with my fight career, because I was traveling the world, all I do is, because I always win, because I'm sexy, when you win, it's almost like a given, right? The ring girl's yours. When you win, you smash. Like they ain't fucking a loser. But if you win, so I had all these girlfriends. I had girlfriends in France, Slovakia, Germany, all these hot chicks, and they thought I was the big millionaire world champion, right? They thought I was living in London with a Ferrari, and I'm still texting them, and they thought I was living the big life.
Damn.
So I was like, well, I could open a strip club, but that takes money. You know, I need overheads, I need money. How can I use these women to make me money? I don't want to put them on the track because they're my women. I don't want other people touching my chicks. And by coincidence, I'm just Googling things up, and I discovered this webcam website. And I'd never heard of webcam before. This is a long time ago as well. It wasn't as big as it is now. Now everyone knows about OnlyFans, all this shit. Like 8 years ago, 7 years ago, whenever this was, it wasn't nearly as big. And I found this little webcam thing, and I was like, this might be some money. So I text all my girlfriends, I think it was 5 of them, text all 5, said, you're all coming here to live with me and work with me. None of them knew about each other. Bro, Tristan will tell you the story. He'll tell you. All 5 flew in, picked them all up. They're all sitting there. I sat them around the same table. Bro, I need to get paid. Right? I'm broke now. I'm retired from fighting. I have no money. I'm running out of money. So I put them all around the same table, and I was like, look, we're going to start a webcam business. You're going to stay. You're going to live in London. I'm going to look after you, and we're going to get rich. We're going to be a team. And they're all like, well, who's this bitch? I'm like, she's my girlfriend. She's my girlfriend. She's my girl. You're all my chicks. And you're going to stay here, and we're going to make some money. Big fight kicks off, blah, 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 blah. In the end, long story short, 3 left, 2 stayed. Those are my first 2 girls. And we started this little webcam business from my apartment. And it just grew and grew and grew. And it got to the point where at one point I had 75 women working for me in 4 locations. And I was doing $600,000 a month from webcam. So
This is in the UK.
This is in the UK. This is in the UK. So, but this leads into the story of why I moved to Romania. So at the height of my webcam pimping, I think I'm the king of the world, right? I have all these women, da-da-da. But the problem is, my first 2 girls who worked for me because they loved me. I love this man. I am with this man. We're a team. He's going to take me from the ghetto streets to the hotel suites, right? So we're working together. But then once you get bigger, you start hiring girls who don't love you. They're in it for the money. So I had a whole bunch of girls working for me who weren't really about it. And then I had one girl, and she got too drunk one day, and she threw up in my apartment. I told her to clean up. She refused to clean up. Started being an idiot. So I took her stuff, threw out the window. Because it's like, it's about that. With women, you never hit a girl, right? Can't do that. But if
we learned that the hard way last week.
You can't hit them. But if all the other girls see me be disrespected, they're going to lose respect for me.
Facts.
Right?
Yep.
So when she's like, I ain't cleaning that up, you get that. So I was like, look, I don't care. And she was my biggest earning girl. She made me on her own maybe $25,000 a month.
Oh, shit.
So I didn't want to fire her. And she knew I didn't want to fire her, which is more reason why I had to fire her ass. So I was like, all right, cool. You want to be a gangster? Right, you're a gangster. Got her shit. We're like high up. We're like high up like here. It was just out the window. So throws out the window. Got her by her 2 arms and marched her out the door, locked the door. End of it. She starts texting me, you owe me my last month's wages, you owe me my money, give me my money. Did I text her back? I ain't paying you nothing. You threw up my blah, 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 blah. She went to the police.
Oh, shit.
And told the police I hit her when I didn't.
Whoa.
So it's 5 in the morning, and this is about 4 months later. 5 in the morning, 4 months later, I'm laying in bed. Girl here, chilling, living the life. And I heard the door, boom, 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 boom. And I don't know how I knew. I just knew it was police. The way they knocked that door, I was like, if you were going to rob me, you'd kick the door in, or this is just too obvious. And as soon as I heard that noise, I just paused for a second. I heard police, and I was like, man. Damn it. I was like, but I didn't know what it was for, right? But there's a few things I can't say in the podcast. I've lived a varied life. Right, I've done some things when I had to pay the bills.
Right.
So I was a bit like, what's this going to be? So I like flush my phone down the toilet quickly. Boom. This shit. I'm coming. So I'm trying to hide shit. I'm looking around. Like, what do I have to hide? Eventually, the door comes off the hinges. Boom. Police bust in. Yeah. Fully armored, helmet. Boom. The guy at the back had a clipboard of me standing there after one of my fights with a world title belt, and they sent like the big man squad, like the crazy man.
Yeah.
All the officers were like 6'6". Yeah. The big boys came.
Damn.
They sent all the niggas to get you.
Yeah, all the British niggas. They sent the big boys. And I'm standing there like, okay. So I was like, who are you? And they're like, you're under arrest for a suspicion of assault of this dumb hoe. And I was like,
wait, this is dumb hoe?
They didn't, but I'm going to protect her anonymity because I'm a nice guy. Dumb hoe. So I was like, I didn't touch that dumb hoe.
Yeah.
And the police were like, well, look, don't talk to us. We just have to bring you in, talk to the investigator. So I went to the investigator. They kept me in a cell for a day and a half. They sent officers to raid my house, took all my electronics, took all my phones, all my laptops, went through my entire personal life, found 11 new things to raise charges against me for. It's unrelated because the original case got dropped because she had no evidence and she was lying because all the other girls in the house went on my behalf
and testified against her.
She's lying.
Yeah,
right. So they're like, okay, but we've been through his life. He has a Lambo and a bunch of pussy and he's enjoying himself. And that's not allowed in the Western world. Yeah. So we've been through his life and we found 11 new reasons to raise crap against him. So I had 11 new charges, blah, blah, blah. And I just woke up one day and said, I cannot live in this I will not live under a government that will do this to me when I've done nothing wrong. So I had to leave and go somewhere. And by coincidence, I had a fight coming up in Romania. So I went and fought in Romania. And I just thought, you know what? I'll hang around here for a few months. And then boom, 5 years later, I'm still there. So that's the long, varied story of how I ended up in Romania.
See,
so that's why I'm there.
We're laughing about it, but just the power of one girl that is disgruntled or doesn't like you anymore, but a phone call could ruin your whole life.
Bro, we laugh now and it's a joke now, right? But I was in a police cell looking at police time, right? I spent $450,000 on legal fees keeping my ass free. So even though I was completely innocent of the original charge, even though the police said to me, yes, we know she lied, but now we've been through your entire personal life, we got new reasons to mess with you. Let me tell you something. If you're watching this and you're a man, if the police forensically analyze your life, you've done something wrong.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter if you had a yard sale and didn't pay tax. Doesn't matter if you made a video while driving. You have done something.
Yeah.
And if they really want to get you, they're going to get you, right?
Yeah.
And because of who I am and my persona, and because they saw me living a particular lifestyle through my phone, they see me with like 5 naked bitches and shit. They just like, we don't like this man.
Right.
Yeah.
We want him to go to jail.
Yep.
So when people say there's no agenda against men, there was. I sat in the police station with 2 dyke female officers who wanted to put me away purely because I was sexy and successful. That is it. And it's all over now, so I can talk about it, right? But for a long time, it was a serious source of stress because of one dumb hoe drinking too much wine. Yo, unbelievable.
Dude, on our show.
Bro, we had some crazy check on our joint. Yeah.
The Jamaican girl in the green, she came on the show, right? We had 2 girls here. Her friend got kicked out. She wanted to stay. She didn't want to leave. We said, no, get out. 30, 40 minutes. She's standing there looking dumb as hell. Like, oh, I'm not leaving unless you bring my shoes here. Long story short.
We said no.
Yeah, we said no. Mine put her stuff outside. Like, you know how you put her stuff outside?
I didn't even throw it. I put it nicely. I should have done the Andrew Tate. Like, you know what I'm saying?
He picks it up, puts it outside. We're recording the whole thing. Yeah. She says, hey, you know what? If you don't bring my shoes here, I'm not leaving, blah, blah, blah. We call security. Security brings her stuff, escorts her out. Yeah. And we know, we go about our day. I'm at a club. He's home chilling with a chick. Next thing you know, right? I get a phone call from Myron. Hey, the police are here. I'm like, what? For what? Mind you, I'm in the club with this chick. Like, I'm partying, getting lit. Unbelievable. All I know is the police are there because of what this girl said.
Yep.
So she called.
She made an allegation that we stole $1,700
from her purse that we put outside. $1,700. Now, Andrew, you've seen the studio, right? Why would we need to steal money from a girl?
They
right?
just lie.
Just lie.
They fabricate.
And look,
and the thing is about the law in the West, because they don't want to discourage females from coming forward in the case of genuine injustice. Yeah. They basically say you can lie to us about anything, and even if we catch you lying, we won't do anything. I said, why are you not going to get this girl in trouble? She lied to you. She's wasted police time. Yeah. You just told me she lied. Oh, well, we're too busy investigating you for being sexy.
Wow.
Unbelievable. And that's the Western world now. So as a man, when you talk about things like you guys are teaching, like dating and stuff, it's more than just I want to have girls, right?
Yeah,
this is survival.
Yeah.
If you're a man and you're not good with women, you're either going to end up divorce raped or in a jail cell. You need to be smooth.
Yep.
You need to know what you're doing.
Facts.
Head to toe. This is not a joke, right? So, man, I've lived it. That's my version of a Me Too story, right? Yeah. And what's crazy is that same girl messaged me like 2 years later asking for a job. I was like, you idiot.
Yeah, are you
stupid?
Nah, like, nah. And here's the other thing too. Like, yo, that girl made the allegation, but me and Trey were smarter than her. You know what I'm saying? We right before we took her bag and gave her to security, we recorded inside of it. Bruh, nothing in there except for a shitty iPhone and like a vape or something. Like, bro, you're broke. Get out of here. We're gonna steal some money from you. All right, let's hit some of these super chats. I think some of them came in. We got one, right?
No, we good.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. Fair enough. So Andrew.
Yes.
Man. So we talked about the background.
Yeah.
Your kickboxing background.
Yeah.
Toxic masculinity. Okay.
Toxic masculinity.
Obviously, I'm excited for this collab as well because it's Frank Castle meets the Cobra.
Yeah.
And me and you have a terrible reputation, right? Yeah. Me on TikTok, I'm the misogynist and the toxically masculine guy, and you are the guy that is toxically masculine all over the world.
I'm a pimp, right?
Yeah.
I get told all the time, I'm a pimp and I exploit, with my webcam business, people like to think I exploited girls, which is, I like to say this and I want to make this very clear. That's the complete opposite of the truth. I empowered females to become rich. I help women become rich. I got rich, they got rich. We work together as a team. It's teamwork. If they all want to fuck me, then I'm sorry. But what's a bad thing? They're all going to come and say, oh, you forced girls. I've never forced a girl to do a thing.
But Andrew, if they didn't meet you, they'd be on the street working at Kroger's or
this is what I'd say. You know who my best workers were? My best workers were waitresses. Strippers are lazy. I wouldn't hire strippers because because webcam's like 10 hours a day. It's a real job.
It's real work.
Strippers just want quick money, right?
Yeah.
But a waitress understands real work.
Yeah.
I was like, look, you're out here doing real work for pennies. With me, you can do real work
and get
for
paid.
real money.
Yep.
These men think you're handsome, should pay your ransom. So it's like, come with the big G and let's get paid, right? So yeah, I never forced anybody to anything. It was all absolutely voluntary from head to toe. And they worked with me because they understood with me they'd make more money than if they did on their own, because I was a specialist and I had expertise. So yeah, I never forced a woman to do anything. So you have a bad reputation, but I have this bad reputation as a pimp. And all I did was offer women a job.
Yeah.
And I try and say, listen, the restaurant she worked in was pimping her harder than I ever paid.
Yeah, facts, yeah.
I paid her $25,000 a month. I gave her half her money.
Yep.
When you work for McDonald's, they don't give you half the money you ring up.
$7 an hour.
You know, so
If that.
So
I'll tell you this. So, Andrew, can you tell us about toxic masculinity and what it is in your eyes? Does it exist? Is it a farce?
Toxic masculinity.
Because you're considered the king of toxic masculinity.
Yeah, I've got that title.
Yeah.
Toxic masculinity is a term that was invented by women nobody wants to fuck to describe the men that the women do want to fuck. It's
Damn,
jealousy.
son, where'd you find this?
That's all it is. That's all it is. No, but on a real level, right, this whole idea of being toxically masculine is complete garbage. And the reason it's garbage is because it's a first world problem first. Because when you put males and females in survival situations, or the closer they are to a survival situation, the quicker they're going to revert to their gender roles. If you put a whole bunch of men and a whole bunch of women, you strand them on a desert island, the men would start having to build things and fight off the animals, and the women would start farming and whatever the women would do, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So when shit hits the fan, everyone reverts to their natural gender roles. So if you live in a country like Romania or Russia or a country that's poor, the closer it is to survival, the lower the economic prosperity of the country, the closer people are to their natural gender role. So Russian men are masculine, Russian females are feminine. But in America, it's the richest country in the world. It's a first world problem. All the women get to be stupid and the men get to be pussies because it's just a first world problem. This whole idea of being toxically masculine is absolutely garbage. Nobody's toxically, listen, you're not going to call me toxically masculine if someone breaks in the house and I start spraying. No one's going to start calling me toxically masculine. No, there was no one called toxically masculine when they were fucking staying on the Titanic to die. Right? The whole thing is garbage, and it's just by women who are bitter and jealous, trying to insult and demonize men for being natural to their instinct. I don't want to rant too much, right?
No, continue.
I don't want to rant. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
The world we live in today tries very, very hard to refuse a man his natural instincts as a man.
Yeah.
And this is done on purpose. This is not done on accident. There's no war on men on accident. Men are the ones who start revolutions. If you look at any revolution in history, it was the men who were on the street and started that revolution. If you want to control a populace, the first thing you do is control the men. When the Romans went and conquered Sparta, they killed all the men, all the young boys, all the fighting age males. When you're left with nothing but females, you can conquer and control a society. We're living in a world right now where there's supposedly some virus and you have to stay in your house and put a mask on, and everyone's complying like cowards. And the reason is because they've destroyed the masculine spirit in men. If you would have told men 100 years ago, we're going to take your business away, we're going to bankrupt you, and they're going to lock you in your house, every single man would have stood up and said, what? Who are you? You ain't listening to us. The people who are in charge of the world want to control the population. And the easiest way to do that is to remove the warriors from the populace.
Facts.
That's all it's about. So when men try and act in a masculine way, they're toxically masculine. They demonize us. And then another way they do is they try and shame us. Shame is another tactic. Oh, Andrew, when are you going to grow up and stop fucking all that hot pussy? Grow up.
Who hurt you?
Yeah,
who
like,
hurt you?
Who
Yeah.
hurt your feeling? I'm enjoying my life. Right? I'm enjoying my life. Like, and I enjoy the company. I'm not saying I can't be loyal if I have a girlfriend, of course. But also, if I'm single and I don't want to be loyal, I'm a full-grown man. I can make my own choices, right?
Yep.
Why should I be demonized or shamed for that? But they don't want that. They want men. We are the backbone of every economy.
Facts.
They want us to be worker ants.
Facts.
They want us to be semi-depressed with no fighting spirit to resist against the tyranny. They want us paying taxes as tax slaves in a sexless marriage with kids who don't respect us. No one talks about male depression. Nobody cares that the men are miserable. Nobody cares. As long as we pay our taxes and we don't divorce her because we're scared of losing the house, and we continue to raise those kids and sit there while she refuses to give you a blowjob more than once a year, that's all the government wants from men.
Yep.
That's all they want from us. That's it. And that's why toxically masculine or toxic masculinity was coined. It was another weapon, a weapon against your natural instinct as a man to rebel. That's what it's all about.
Bro, don't DeMarco.
Now you guys know why we have him on the show.
Good shot from
Fuck
Tate.
yeah, man. Good shot from Tate.
Good shot there for Tate. Boom.
Yo, that
man.
was
That's
facts,
well said.
1000%, man. That was one of the most epic rants. Yo, can we clip that? Let's clip that.
Yeah,
We're gonna
dude.
definitely clip that one. The definition of toxic masculinity, right there. Fresh, you got the next one.
Okay,
Oh,
so
hold
Tate-
on, fresh.
Super chat.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Colonel Sanders, $50 says, legendary motherfucking podcast.
Best in Miami.
In Miami.
Best on earth. Absolutely,
Thank you,
man.
Colonel.
And if you guys, real quick, I got to plug his stuff for him. Guys, if you don't know who this guy is, CorporateTate.com, Corporate Tate on Instagram. And also, he has a YouTube channel called Tate Speech. It's tagged in the YouTube video as well as Tate Confidential. Okay, guys?
If you want to hear more rants like that, go to Tate Speech.
Yeah, go to Tate Speech, man. Yeah, we fuck heavy with the Tates. And we're going to have Tristan on here, too, and we're going to have Chick. So don't worry. We got way more Tate content coming up. You guys think this is just the beginning, baby. So anything else, Chris, or we caught up?
Yeah, we good.
Guys, thank you so much for the super chats. We want to continue on with this awesomeness.
Okay, so Andrew, a lot of people question your validity and they question how real you are. Obviously, that in itself is stupid, but another example is I've heard and seen that you've taken out Jordan Peterson's daughter. Now, can you explain that photo for me? Because I know it's been talked about on Twitter, on Instagram, but I want you to explain it yourself. What happened in that scenario? Because it's kind of mysterious there. With
All right, okay, so first things first, right? Anyone who questions my validity is an idiot. And I mean that on a genuine level. Like, there's some other guys in this space who are trying to say, Tate isn't getting any girls. Oh, yeah, the multi-millionaire retired kickboxing world champion ain't getting no pussy. But you are with your YouTube channel. Shut up. Shut up. Who you think if women ain't fucking me, who they fucking? You? Completely, just these men are losers. If you insult me, you're doing nothing but destroying your own credibility. Because anyone with a brain would go, Tate, this dude, okay. I'm about it, and I've been about it. It's on video. I've kicked a bunch of ass. I made a bunch of money. I'm the real deal. That's the first thing.
By the way, I was like, yo, Tate, let's hang out last night because obviously you came in, you were kind of chilling. Yeah. These guys were like three chicks, right? At the same time, I'm like, bro, whatever, man, whatever.
Yeah. You know, I'm living my life, right? I'm living my life. I stay busy. But so that's the first thing, and I want everyone to know that because I really do believe I am still old school I believe I am a man of my word, and I don't say that like other people say that. I mean I'm genuinely a man of my word. When my father raised me, because I grew up in a poor family, my father was a chess grandmaster, but there's not much money in chess, and my dad loved booze, gambling, and women, right? So the money was out the door. So I grew up poor, and he said, "Listen, son, only thing I need to give you is your last name. You ain't getting no inheritance." My dad died with $11 in his pocket. Done. You're not getting no inheritance. I'm not giving you no money. I'm giving you your last name, and that's all you need. You're a Tate, right? When I was in school, I remember the SATs. I think it's the SATs. What did you do in 6th grade or something? I did the SATs in 6th grade, and they wanted to move me up 2 grades because I did so fantastically. And I came home to Dad and said, "Hey, Dad, I got 99.9% right. They'll move me up 2 grades." And he goes, "You're a Tate, of course." It's like whatever. Like the achievement to the average man is nothing. We're Tates, right? So I'm a man of my word. I'm a man of my name. If I'm going to sit and tell you, and all you people out here, I don't know you. If I tell you something, it's the truth. And I stand by that. So anyone who's going to come to me and say, "Oh, Tate, he's full of it," your name isn't worth anything. My name's worth something. I've worked for my name. I've risked my life in the cage for my name. Your name isn't worth a fucking thing. So don't talk to me about what honesty is.
And let me say this too real quick for the people out there about Andrew and his word. He had some very important obligations today that he had to take care of.
Yep.
But he pushed those off to come out with us because he gave us his word. Hey, I'm going to come out.
Yep.
And it inconvenienced him. I'm not going to lie. And he came out and he hung out with us for several hours.
Yep.
We brought some ladies. And we had a good time. And yeah, the man is a man of his word. And guys, I'm here to tell you guys he walks it like he talks it, man. So yeah, I've seen that with my 2 eyes.
We don't put anyone on here that isn't about their shit. Like,
yeah, bro. Like,
if he's capping, we like, but he's legit real.
Yeah, this dude is a real deal, baby. So
I do my best.
Tell about Jordan Peterson. Tell about Jordan Peterson. You thought you could have made us.
Listen. Not. She's a nice lady. Nothing happened. I spoke to her a bit. She was in Germany, I think. I said, "Hey, Romania's not so far away. Come visit. We'll go see some castles. It'll be fun. We'll jump in one of my 17 supercars." And that's what we did. That's the story.
Translation, I fucked the shit out of her.
No! That's all it is. She's a nice girl. She's a nice girl. Yeah. And that's it. I'm not really a fan of her dad's. I know her dad said some smart stuff, and I know he said some cool stuff. I've seen a couple clips. I'm not a super fan or nothing. I've never watched him from head to toe or anything like that. But yeah, it is what it is. That's all it is. I'm not going to say any more than that. So sorry to give a boring answer, but that's the answer I'm going to give.
I got a question for you, Andrew.
Yeah.
So obviously, kickboxing, multimillionaire, world traveler, badass dude. Used to own a webcam company with a bunch of models over 70 plus.
Yep.
what are your views on the dating market in today's day and age?
Okay.
What your biggest differences are between being in Eastern Europe where you're currently at?
Yep.
And the West, because you've obviously traveled, what, 70 countries?
72 countries.
72 countries.
Yep.
You've been all over.
Yep.
Can you tell us what the sexual marketplace in your view is right now, and then the difference between Western society and, I guess, less Western societies?
Yeah, so this is a really good question, and I think it is getting harder and harder for men.
Facts.
I think it's getting so much harder for men. And the reason it's getting harder is because I believe that the sexual marketplace has been completely globalized. You still have men out here who believe that if they go to a small town, they can meet a 10 out of 10 who likes to cook and play with the sheep and doesn't realize how hot she is. That's all gone. Instagram alone, that one app has killed that.
Boom.
Listen, I was in Transnistria. You're like, where's Transnistria?
What the hell is that?
Exactly. Transnistria is a breakaway micronation at the fall of the USSR, where a part of Moldova wanted to be, I think it wanted to stay with Russia, but Moldova turned to be pro-Romanian, and it's about 10 square kilometers, right? So I'm in Transnistria, which is probably the poorest place you can find on continental Europe. They have their own currency, their own passport. It's worthless. The average salary is like $75 a month. It's like a war zone. It's dangerous. There's AK-47s everywhere. Google it up. Look it up, right? And I'm talking to this girl, and she was a legitimate 10. And I added her on Instagram, and she had 220,000 followers. She's in Transnistria.
What the fuck?
Like, this is the world now, right? There's no such thing as a beautiful woman who doesn't know she's beautiful.
Yeah,
they all know.
Facts,
They
bro.
all know, right? And on top of that, women now, because they're addicted to social media, they love the idea of flexing on their socials, right? So women, they want to go on a boat to get, even if they don't like the guy, they just want to go to the boat to get the picture on the boat.
Yes.
To get the
They wanna
social
be
media.
on niggas like us.
That's right.
Yes.
That's what Dubai is built on. Dubai is built on the back of girls going there for dudes they don't really like to say I'm in Dubai. So the whole city's built on that, right? So we now live in a world where women have higher expectations because they want to flex and they want to show off and they want a man who can provide certain things. Plus they have unlimited choice because their inbox is constantly full. Plus they know they're beautiful, right? Plus they add filters, so every 7's a 10. And this is the world we live in now. So if you're Joe Schmo, it's extremely difficult.
Facts.
Yep.
You know, the biggest problem about being a normal guy is that any girl you fucks normal guys, meaning that everybody's competition. Now the guy who works in KFC is competition. You understand? But when you're a G, the girls who fuck with the big G's only fuck the big G's, and there's less of us.
Yep.
Then do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
nice. Yep.
one of the another that's really important thing is a lot of guys message me and saying, "Oh, my girl's cheating." I was like, if she'll bang you, she'll bang anyone, bro. So why? Of course, like
shit.
no, but not in a horrible way. Not in a horrible way. But I'm saying if her standard is that at that point, there's a whole bunch of dudes out there who could scoop her, right? But if you're with girls who are used to a certain standard of man, for them to replace you is exceptionally difficult.
Yep.
And this is the thing about the market now. It's getting to the world where it's getting more polarizing. It's getting easier for women. It's getting extremely difficult for men. And if you still want to be a player in the world today, you have to up your game as a man.
Yo.
You have to.
Andrew, we did a Zoom call, a StreamYard, right? A while back. It was like 6 months ago. Me and you on my previous channel.
Yeah.
And we talked about Instagram game, right?
Yep.
So just adding to what you said earlier, I feel like most guys don't want to upgrade their game. And it could be social. It could be even improving their money status because, like, you know what? This is accept me for like who I am.
Yeah.
But as you said earlier, a certain type of girl is going to be a certain type of guy. So yeah, you could stay how you are. You could be, you know what I'm saying, your job at regular 9 to 5, your thing. But even before a girl leaves the house, right? She's being hit up on Instagram, all her socials, dating apps. So the chance of you meeting a girl now and being a regular dude and her taking you in is really, really, really low.
Yeah, it's just harder. It's a lot harder.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Now, the lifestyle you can show online can attract them to you.
Absolutely.
And I want to say this real quick too. Andrew, you made a fantastic video, which I agree with 100% a couple years back. Why men must pay on dates.
Yep.
And, you know, people might say, oh, Andrew, you're a simp. Man, you're a simp. You pay for dates. Listen, guys, if you're really dealing with baddies, bro, and they have the options that they have with Instagram, we're explaining to you guys that attractive girls, even like average girls, have access to very high value men.
Yep.
You're out here telling me that you're going to get a girl that's genuinely attractive to go out with you and like feed the ducks on some bum nigga shit? No. Like
you're going to ask her to pay half? Like what?
Like,
the most embarrassing What? Like, and this is a misconception.
Facts.
And this is the problem with the red pill, right? There's a whole bunch of, I don't consider myself necessarily a red pill guy, right? I was a guy who was a kickboxer, made a bunch of money with a webcam business. I've kind of fallen into this space, right? But a lot of these red pill guys are like, yeah, if you pay, you're a simp and all this crap. Listen, like you said, if you're sitting there with a very beautiful woman, you cannot be asking her to pay half of a date. That's embarrassing. The most alpha male thing you can do is whip out a debit card without looking at the price. Boom, boom, boom.
teach that
Onto
here.
the
Yeah,
net.
we do.
That's what you do. And the crazy thing is, all these guys who talk about, saving the West and gender roles are the same dorks who are going to sit there and go, oh, you shouldn't if you pay for it, you're a simp.
Facts.
Well, I thought it was gender roles.
Yeah,
you're
bro.
a man.
You can't accept half the masculine burden, right? And then expect women to be fully feminine.
Absolutely.
You have to, if you guys want to play this game of, feminism accepts things that they want, but won't take responsibilities of other things. You got to take it on the male side too. You want feminine women? That means you got to adhere to your masculine traits as well. And guys want to be able to play the 50-50 bullshit, and it doesn't work that way.
No,
you know
it
what I'm saying?
I guarantee you, the guys that are making girls pay half are banging 4s and 3s.
Yeah, facts.
The guys
Fours
that are
and
paying
threes,
the bill and being a man about it, 9s and 10s. Because
No,
guess what?
facts.
They're not going to tolerate you paying half because once again, their standard is way above the average guy. So
Thanks to the internet.
Exactly. So
They're talking to guys like him. Like,
And one of the least attractive qualities as a man, one of the least attractive qualities you can show as a man is frugality.
yes,
But
very
now,
true.
it's not saying you're not smart with your money. Not saying you don't invest.
There's a difference.
But there's a difference. But if you
Facts.
come across as frugal or cheap, that is super unattractive. And it's not unattractive because the women are gold diggers. It's unattractive because it shows you have a scarcity mindset.
Yes.
I'm scared. I'm a little punk. I'm afraid if I spend this extra $3, then you're just advertising you're a punk. You're saying I am a punk. I'm scared. That's the worst thing you can do is come across as frugal. I'm not saying you have to blow all your money on every date, right?
Yeah.
You can go on a normal date, but if you come across as frugal or cheap, if you tip shit or you're just cheap, that's the number one turnoff for women is a cheap dude. Nobody wants a cheap dude. I don't even want cheap friends, right? So like you're saying, if you're a woman, you have all these choices. Why are you going to be rolling with some cheap dude? You're like, what? He's cheap on the first date? I'm going to be with him for the rest of my life, Mr. Cheap?
Yeah.
Come on, you got to get that out the window.
And here's the other thing too. Like we tell guys all the time. Like we're not telling you guys to blow the bank, right? Obviously, a lot of girls are out here. They're sharks. They'll use you for your money, whatever.
Yep.
But that's why you got to plan the date and make sure you set it up in a way where you're not going to overspend or do anything stupid. Because most of the time when guys overspend on dates, they let the chick pay. They let the chick pick where they're going to go.
Yeah.
Well, what's she going to say? Oh, take me to Sobe's restaurant. Oh, take me to Fleming's. Oh, take me here. Of course. Then you're going to end up paying a shit ton of money. So
see, this goes back to being in frame and having confidence. Look, you might not be the best looking guy. You might not have the best built. But at the same time, if you're confident and you have the money to pay up for a date, you plan that date. Once again, she can see you as a real man. And once again, regarding that as well, think about this, right? If you don't pay for a date, you ask her to pay, she's gonna look at you like, yo, what if I don't have any money?
yeah, that's true.
a lot of these chicks are broke.
Yeah, facts.
bro.
A lot of them are broke anyway.
Yeah, so if you don't pay, brother, I'm sorry to say, they ain't smashing you either way. So
Big facts. So Andrew, I'll tell you this. So we analyzed the global sexual marketplace. Can you tell us how it's affected? Because you've been all over the world.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know kind of how it's affected the West. We want to get your take on it, and then we also want to get Eastern Europe and other places you've been in the world.
Yeah, so this idea that there's a part of the world which is like a haven for women, I'm gonna throw that out the window. There's a whole bunch of dorks in America who are like, yeah, if you go to Eastern Europe, there's so many beautiful, easy girls.
Ukraine,
Garbage.
etc., yeah.
Garbage. There are beautiful women. They're absolutely beautiful, but they absolutely know they're beautiful, of course. And you need game to get them just the same. And if you think you're going to roll up with a few American dollars and impress them, zero. And a lot of Americans especially believe these countries are much poorer than they are. Romania on paper is a poor country, right? Because there's a huge wealth divide. But that means that the rich are rich. You'll go to Bucharest, and when I go to get my Lambo serviced, I'm waiting weeks.
Tristan was telling me that on the
Lambos
boat. Like,
everywhere,
You go to a club there,
there's
say
Bentleys.
American prices. I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
you know?
it's really
Bucharest.
not that cheap. There's a bunch of supercars around. There's a bunch of big players, a bunch of mafia boys, there's plenty of money over there, right? So if you think I have guys thinking I'll go there and I'll have a $50 bill and I'll be surrounded by girls, not true.
Damn.
The reason that impression comes out is because the Eastern European girls are seen as gold diggers. But I'm actually going to combat that. I wouldn't say they're gold diggers. I'd say Eastern European girls are smarter than. No, okay, this is going to piss a lot of girls
No, go
off.
do it. Let's do
Sorry.
it, baby.
let's say
They have a more healthy. Let me for the first time in my life be politically correct. They have a more healthy mindset towards a relationship than a Western girl. Meaning that if a girl's going to date you, she's thinking they would not date a guy they wouldn't consider marrying.
okay.
On that level. So if you're broke, Why would they marry a broke guy?
They date with
so
intent.
on that, so on that level, they're like, well, you need money, but not because they're gold diggers. Because every single man they date, they are genuinely looking for a family. They want to get married. They want to have kids. Unlike Western women, so they wouldn't date a broke guy because they're just wasting their time.
Yo,
Whereas Western women will just bang you.
They
Right?
would date a guy that's a bum, that looks good, that's tall.
Yeah.
And I'm like, your baby daddy's broke?
Yeah.
Why'd you have kid with a broke guy?
Yeah.
Oh, he looked good and he gave good D.
Yeah.
I'm like,
dumb. And that's a Western phenomenon, right? And it's amazing, and it's stupid, right? It's stupid. So that's another thing. It's easier to get laid in America or England or a Western country than it is where I live.
Wow.
It's much easier. If you think you're going to go Romania and slay, you are wrong. Romania is much. If you go Romania or Ukraine, the girls are much more conservative. They're very strictly Christian. They're 99% Christian. They go to church every Sunday. I've been on a date with a 26-year-old woman who had to be home at 10 p.m. because her dad said so. She's 26.
That's a good father. It's a good family.
Like they've got they're really scared of being seen in a negative light in their city. They're scared of looking like a hoe.
That's good.
I have never in my life in Romania never once seen a girl drunk. They'll drink, but you will never see one drunk, stumble, fall over. Zero. Never. Because they're afraid. Come and look yourself. Same in Ukraine. They don't want to be judged. Their family name, they don't want to be seen. They're not going to kiss you in public. It's a completely different thing than like America, where they're just like, fuck it, right? So if you can't pull it off over here, where it's as liberal as it's going to be, you're not pulling it off over there. So you can forget. You can forget that. You can forget that whole idea, right? Because I get that a lot. A whole bunch of guys like, oh, I'm going to go poke and get all these hotties. It's like, no,
there
you're
you
not.
go.
No, you're not.
We'll hit some of these super chats real quick. I hope you guys are enjoying this interview, man.
This is
there's gonna be more of this stuff.
This is straight fire.
Okay, Theo Waff, $150 super chat. Don't be cheap with super chats either. Quality content deserves respect. Thank you so much, Theo. Thank you. And then we got Justin Winfrey. Dude was preaching the gospel. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, my man. And yeah, guys, Tate is here for a reason, bro. This man knows exactly what he's talking about. And then we got 4,268 live viewers, guys. Please like the video.
Wait, how many likes?
Comment, subscribe. How many? I don't know.
1.7K.
I got one more question.
1.7K likes.
Okay, I got one more question, and then we.
Come on, guys.
Like the video, guys. Also, while you guys are here, like the video, comment, subscribe. Also, subscribe to our brother Andrew Tate's YouTube page. Tate Speech, and Tate Confidential.
Yeah.
Follow him on Instagram, Cobra Tate, one word, and then his website is cobratate.com. Tate Speech, Tate Confidential on YouTube, Instagram, Cobra Tate, and cobratate.com. Shout out to Andrew Tate in the studio, man. We're happy to have you here, bro.
Thank you.
I got a question.
Yep.
Man. You went viral for saying depression isn't real.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I went big time viral. I had every
J.K. Rowling, everybody.
All of Hollywood was gunning for me, right? They were very upset that I told the truth.
Can we talk about that? Your views on depression not being real, and you give the toxically masculine, unfiltered, raw side of it.
Well, depression is another weapon they use to destroy our masculine energy, right? That's another weapon they use, because the majority of depressed people are men. Men suffer from depression more than females because a man's life is worse than a female's life.
Facts.
A man's life's much harder, right?
Facts.
So another way they destroy us is they convince us to be absolutely selfish. Depression is nothing but extreme selfishness. That's what I'm going to call it. And I'm going to tell you why it's not real in a second. But if you're depressed, you're living inside of your mind, you're obsessed with how you feel, you don't care about anything outside of yourself, and you're an exceptionally selfish person. That's all they're trying to do, is convince you and teach you to be extremely selfish. Let me tell you something. I'm going to say this right here, right now, because there's a whole bunch of famous people, Lincoln Park and whatever, they killed themselves. If you have children and you kill yourself, you're not a man. I don't care what you're feeling. I don't care how sad you are. You have children to take care of. You're going to embarrass your children. You're going to leave your children without a father.
Andrew, can we say that one more time?
Because you're sad. If you have children and you kill yourself, you were never a man to begin with. Absolute garbage.
Facts.
Garbage. And the only reason this crap happens is because of the acceptance of depression. People say that depression is stigmatized. It's the complete opposite. It's accepted now to the point where it's almost promoted. It's insane. Let me tell you something. Depression is not real. Feeling depressed is real. So you can feel depressed, but you feel depressed, and that is a natural biological evolutionary trigger for you to change something in your life. That's your own mind telling you you're unhappy about X. If I went to jail today, I'd be depressed because I'm in jail. Right. I haven't caught depression. I don't have a disease. I'm just upset with my situation.
Yep.
I have people message me all the time. I'm fat and I can't get a girlfriend because I'm depressed. I'm like, no, pancake lover. You're depressed because you're fat and you can't get a girlfriend. Do you understand? This is the point, right? So for a lot of people, your life is depressing. A lot of you out there, if you're sitting there and you say you've suffered from depression, you probably live a depressing life. You probably live a depressing life. So if I was you, I'd be depressed. But if you were me, you'd be happy. You know what could solve depression for most poor people? $1 million in the bank.
Yeah.
Boom. So how is it a disease? So when I say this to people, most of them agree and they go, okay, but if that's true, why do famous people kill themselves? And I say, well, I know you think you outsmarted me, but I'm Andrew Tate. And I have the answer. The reason is twofold. This absolute acceptance of depression and acceptance of weakness. When you accept anything, to a degree, you're promoting it. Weakness is promoted now in men, right?
Yeah.
So let's take Robin Williams as an example. Robin Williams killed himself.
I was just going to say him.
Yeah.
Robin Williams, right? Famous. He could be banging 19-year-olds for the rest of his life. Multi-millionaire. Everyone loves him. How could he possibly kill himself? I'll tell you why. Because when he walked into the therapist's office and said, I feel depressed, the therapist said, okay, here's some mind-altering drugs. Start taking these. And then I need to see you 6 hours a day, every day, and we're going to talk about sad things for the next 10 years. Because he was in therapy for 10 years.
Oh, God.
If I had to take mind-altering drugs and talk about sad shit for 6 hours a day for 10 years, I'd kill myself. But if he would have walked into the therapist's office and the therapist said to him, you're Robin Williams. There are people in the world with no food.
Yeah.
There
Facts.
are families in Syria.
I say this
there
every
are
time.
school buses being bombed in Yemen. There are people who lost their entire family in a car crash today. You're Robin Williams and everyone you love is in perfect health. You're a selfish idiot. Get out of my office. Get some balls.
Bam.
He'd still be alive today. The cure made it worse. And this whole society of accepting depression, as soon as someone's depressed, instantly go to them, oh, poor you. It's okay. We know you can't help it. You can't help it. Why are you telling people they can't help it? Why are you reinforcing that mindset in people? If you come to me and say you're depressed, I say, I will fix you. And you know what's crazy? When I said this depression thing wasn't real, do you know how many people stuck up for depression? You don't understand. I'm depressed. Depression's real. I was like, if it's so horrible, why are you defending it? You sound like it's PR team. Why, what? I thought it was ruining your life, but you are desperate for me to believe in it. You want me to believe in it. You're sticking up for it. You're defending depression, trying to convince me it's real because it's your cure-all excuse for failure. When you're depressed, you can fail in every human metric. I fail at everything, but I'm depressed. It's not my fault. No, you're a failure. That's all you are because you're not trying very hard. If you live in a house, I say this all the time. This is the reason I don't believe in depression. Because I don't believe in depression, I cannot become depressed.
Bam.
No matter what the worst thing that could possibly happen to me on earth, I will feel sad, but I will recover and I will not become depressed because I don't believe in depression. If you're in an old haunted house, right? You have two people in two haunted houses. One believes in ghosts and one doesn't. You hear some noise in the night. The wind blows, right? The man who believes in ghosts is like, oh no, a ghost. Now he's scared, right? He wants an exorcist. He can't sleep. He's scared about ghosts. He's paranoid. The guy who doesn't believe in ghosts goes wind, whatever, and goes back to sleep. Do you understand that it's the belief that gives it power?
Right.
If you don't believe in ghosts, the ghost can't hurt you. If you don't believe in depression, you can't become depressed. And I refuse to believe in something that's going to weaken me. Why would I believe in something that's going to weaken my ability to deal with problems in life? Why would I do that? I'm temporarily immortal. Do you understand? Do you understand? I'm temporarily immortal. And I'm not going to waste my living years believing in things which take power from me. Because I'm not an idiot. So if you're going to sit there and go, depression is real, actually, you don't understand the problems I'm going through. You're a moron. You are a moron. And the great thing about morons is, as you lose, there's no light without dark, right? There's no joy without pain.
Of course.
For me to be a winner, there needs to be losers. If you want to be depressed and sit around broke while I'm flexing in the Lambo,
Simps.
then do it. Go do it.
Blue pill.
But you're not going to convince me to join your way of thinking. The last thing, anyone who's watching this, I want you to understand, the last thing you should ever do is adopt the thinking of someone who is sad.
Bam.
Why would you want to think like the sad person? I'm sad and I'm semi-suicidal. You should have the same views and beliefs as me. Get the fuck out of here.
No,
Depression.
Damn.
It ain't real. There, I'm just blown out of the water. It's not real. You can come at me and say whatever you want. It's not real.
Man.
I need some more vodka. Can we get some more
Yo.
vodka?
Hey, let's get some
Let me
more
get some
vodka for
vodka.
Andrew,
Vodka
man.
cranberry, bro.
I'll
Pastor
say
Tate in the
this,
house.
man. Andrew Tate in the house, guys. I said it too, man. Especially as a man, your accomplishments, right, from your competence creates confidence.
Yep.
Most of the time, these guys that are depressed, it's because they haven't accomplished anything. They're sitting at home crying.
You're depressed because your life's depressing. You wake up, you're fat, you're lonely.
Facts.
You go to the fridge, there's no milk. I can't even have Cheerios. That's it. I'm depressed. Of course.
Yo.
That's because you're living a depressing lifestyle. If you woke up sexy, like me, you'd be okay. But this is the thing. As a man, you need to build your value. This has all been discussed a million times before. All the things I have are things I've got myself. If you have nothing worth having, you're going to live a depressing life. I don't believe in depression. I refuse to believe in depression. It is not real.
Bro, I've been there at a point where, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not like the best looking dude.
Yep.
I know that. I'm not like the best in shape guy.
Yep.
But at some point, you know what? I have to improve my life.
Yep.
And maybe hitting my goals, you know what I'm saying? Making more money. That made me get confidence.
Yep.
And that alone took me out of that state. And I didn't stay in that state. That's very important what you said.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, feeling depressed is real. This is what people could get confused. You can sometimes feel depressed, but you do not have an imaginary disease called depression. You just need to change something. Why am I surrounded by ninjas? I've done this well.
I'm depressed right now because you guys didn't like the goddamn video. Like the video right now because depression isn't real and they need to get over this. And if you don't, fuck. Fresh, switch it to Fresh. He's getting out his weapons.
Like the video right now. You know what? If you're depressed right now, let's start with this nut.
Yeah. Yeah, we ain't fucking around, niggas. We ain't fucking around.
I feel like I've been here before. Surrounded by ninjas. This is like the story of my life.
As a matter of fact,
Story of my life. What am I gonna do?
Aikido.
Ninja Aikido.
Ninja Aikido, yeah.
There you go.
Because we don't know how to use these things.
Do I have
I
any-
don't know.
Oh, shit. What the? Yo.
I have a
Oh,
few.
shit. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I
That's
have a few. I used to
Yeah.
have
Oh, let's get it.
I have a few.
Yo, if you like the video, we're gonna send Tate to fuck you up. And I'm learning right now, too. Check us out, niggas.
Yo, like the video.
Oh,
Sub to the channel.
yeah. Oh, shit. No, fuck the fuck.
My life has been one big. My life has been one big war against the ninja shogunate.
Yeah,
Like the video.
You like the video,
If not,
niggas?
and the Tate's gonna put up your house, knock on your door.
Yeah.
With nunchucks.
We're gonna hire him to fuck you up because I don't know how to use these yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Aaron's gonna do it.
Let's get out of here.
Real good. Finish.
Like the video.
Okay, yeah. Like the video, niggas.
Let's get out of here.
This is a strange.
Segment.
I mean, there's been a time in my life I was walking through China, obviously because I've lived for 5,000 years. I was by myself as I walked through the land, getting in adventures and talking to people, where I was surrounded by ninjas, and I had to dispatch all 10 of them with my bare hands. That has happened, and that has happened, and this is kind of reminds me of that scenario. But you guys are a lot more friendly than those ninjas. They had,
Miami Aikido?
they had,
Miami
they had
Aikido?
katanas.
Miami Aikido? for
Miami
the people?
Aikido. Miami Aikido. And if you don't know, Tate Confidential will teach you about Aikido. Aikido.
Oh man. Guys, like the video, man.
Like
This
the
is-
goddamn video,
this
guys.
is
We
for
got
y'all,
Andrew
man.
Tate in the house, man. Dropping bombs. And I'm dropping white claws.
Can we give Tate his cup and cup
was
to Trey?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I need vodka.
Yep.
I need
Oh,
vodka.
here's some more vodka. Yo, real talk. Where are you gonna find ninjas with a top level dude in one room?
That's
This is
right.
entertainment, man.
That's right. This is number one.
man.
Even I didn't know there was gonna be ninjas. Like even I'm a bit like, oh, ninjas.
Guys, like the video, sub to the channel. Follow Andrew Tate, Cobra Tate on Instagram. Also get his YouTube as well, Tate Speech, and then his vlog channel, Tate Confidential. And yo, real talk, Andrew, are you gonna fight Jake Paul?
Listen, I will smash him up. Okay, let's talk two things about Jake Paul. Firstly,
okay.
right? So I challenged Jake Paul. I made a Jake Paul challenge video. It's on YouTube somewhere. It went really big on Twitter because I challenged him because he is a very fortunate young man. And he's fortunate because he's extremely rich, because he's allowed himself to become the biggest clown on the internet, and now he's famous, right? Because he's an idiot. But he has a bunch of money, so he gets to make a bunch of money from fighting. And the reason that upsets me is because most of the real fighters out here know it's a terrible career path. It's extremely difficult to make any money from fighting. There's so much luck involved, so much hard work, so much sweat. You're broke for so long. Most of the guys you watch in the UFC are broke. Like even the guys you can name are broke. It's so hard to get paid in fighting. And he's managed to get right there to the top from the beginning because he was already famous. So the video I made to him was saying, look, you keep insulting the game, but you've jumped in at a certain level because you're lucky. But if you want to fight somebody He wouldn't fight me because I'm not famous enough for him to lose to.
Right.
Because I'd smoke him. But I was like, you're going to come out here and talk like a fighter. There's a whole bunch of fighters out there who no one's ever heard of, who have no money, who would whoop your ass. You're not the best. You can go to Dagestan and find some kid who has no cash who would smoke you. And everybody knows it, right? So that was the video was about. And I said, look, if you want to fight a real fighter, you can fight me because I'm genuinely upset at you. On the other hand, part of me likes Jake Paul.
Right.
Part of me respects his hustle. And I want to make another point here. I put on Twitter publicly that he was going to smoke Ben Askren in less than a minute, about an hour before the fight. And everyone was calling me crazy. Askren's a fighter, did all this shit. I want you guys to understand something about Jake Paul. He is not just a YouTuber. He is a young man training with Canelo and Ryan Garcia. And with a lot of money and all the time in the world to train with the best camp in the world. He can box. The idea, he's smart. He doesn't say that. I'm just a YouTuber. But what he really is a student of the game who's 3 or 4 years into training with one of the best camps in the world, who has all the money for the best rehabilitation, the best diet, all that, blah, blah, blah. So he can box. I'm not saying the guy can't fight. But I'd still whoop his ass. but I would whoop his ass. But he wouldn't take a fight against me because when he loses, I'm not nearly on his level of fame, right? So like he lost to who? Whereas if he loses to Conor McGregor, it's no big deal. Well, he lost to Conor McGregor, who cares, right? That's what it's about. But yeah,
it's still money for him.
Yeah, it's money for him. But I'm not saying the guy can't. I'm not going to sit and say the guy can't box or he's just a YouTuber. That's marketing spin.
Yeah.
The guy can box.
And let me say this as well about Jake Paul. Jake Paul's very smart because think about this, right? He has a massive audience, right, that follows whatever he does. So one thing he might be rapping that makes money because it's just a lot of listens, a lot of streams. But then boxing is a one-time fight. 10, 15 minutes, 50 million, 20 million, because one fight.
But it takes a lot of bravery to do, right?
Does.
It takes a lot of, this is what I mean. I can't say the guy, I know because I fought professionally. It's scary.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
It's scary. Every man would like to say they're a pro fighter. So why is not every man a pro fighter? Because it's scary.
Yep.
It's scary. So he has balls, but they are hand-choosing opponents, and he is with the best team and the best camp, and that gives you a lot of confidence when you have people around you who really understand the fight game, because the fight game is show business. They do not want Jake Paul to lose. They want him to everyone makes more money if he wins.
Of course.
So when they chose Ben Askren, they analyzed Ben Askren's striking extremely effectively, and they worked out that he can't punch, and he's an idiot. He's always been a wrestler. And that's why I knew he was going to lose. And then they sat down for a 10-week training camp with the best boxers in the world and said, here's how you're going to smoke him. It's all planned. Like they do their best. So, yeah, but I don't hate the guy. I'd love to fight him, but he'd be an idiot if he fought me because I can fight.
Yeah.
Ben Askren can wrestle. I don't consider wrestling fighting. I don't. That's one of the reasons I never really. I stick with kickboxing because I signed a contract that paid more money at the time and it paid the bills. But the whole wrestling, jiu-jitsu shit. I mean, I know a lot of people do it.
Let's talk about that real quick, Andrew. If someone wants to get into combat sports or get into some kind of combat to protect themselves in the real world type defense, what should they learn?
Okay, so the whole BJJ thing, everyone loves BJJ and never shuts up about BJJ.
Facts.
BJJ. Let me tell you something. BJJ is absolutely useless outside of the cage or your dojo. It's useless on the street.
What is BJJ for people that
Brazilian
don't know?
Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
It's useless. You can't do a double leg takedown on concrete. You're going to fuck yourself up. Even if you do take him down to the ground, many submissions don't work if he can bite or if he can scratch your eyes or if he can pull a knife.
Facts.
Thirdly, you don't know if he has friends. You're going to take him to the ground, put him in an arm bar, and his friend's going to fucking kick you in the head or curb stomp you, and you're going to die.
Yeah. True.
Right? The number one rule of street fighting is stay on your feet.
Yes.
Number one rule. You might need to run. You probably should run. You hit a dude and he goes, run. You don't know, he might get up and draw. What are you standing around for, right? So rolling around on the floor with some dude is amateur hour. And all these Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys, every time I say this, like, no, BJJ, blah, 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 blah. You're a bunch of dorks. It's useless. You could take the best BJJ guy in the world, put him against two normal men to have a street fight, and he'd struggle. Yeah. He can't use what he knows because the other guy's just going to start hitting him, right?
True.
That's the first thing. Second thing I get here a lot of is Krav Maga. Krav Maga is the biggest crock of, you've watched too many movies where you think, oh, if someone comes at me with an AK, what I'll do is, and I'll grab it, I'll flip it. Like, if someone comes at you with an AK.
I don't know what that is, bro.
Woo, you're in trouble. And London's a perfect example, the stabbing capital of the world. When's the last time you've seen a single video of anyone get knife disarmed? And there's no such thing as a knife disarm. Someone's going to sneak up on you with a blade, you're going to get stabbed, and you're going to die, right? And you're going to die quick because knives are a lot more ruthless than people understand.
Yep.
You're not going to, this whole Krav Maga fantasy movie crap is garbage. If you want to learn to fight in the street, you learn to, I'm a kickboxer, and it's not kickboxing either because of the few street altercations I had, I didn't kick because I'm either in jeans or I'm on wet grass or there's people around. Kicks are a risk with balance, right?
Yeah.
You just smack a guy in the mouth. That's what you do. So if you want to learn to fight, you box.
Yep.
If you can throw a good 1-2, bum, if you can box enough, that's all you should need in your life. And after you hit him, get out of there before he either gets up or someone else from the crowd you don't see sucker punches you or the cops roll up. Just smack him and leave. Don't be afraid to run. There's been times in my life where guys, bang, he's out. I'm out of there before I even know what's going to happen. Like, you can forget the tough guy crap, right?
Right.
So you want to defend yourself in the street, box. That's all you need to do.
Stay
Anything
alive.
else is garbage. And stay alive.
Yeah, stay alive.
Rule 1 of life: do not die.
Yep.
That's rule 1 of life: do not die. This whole tough guy crap. I do drug the guy. I do BJJ. Da-da. And another thing, man, the hospital and the jails are full of ego. Hospitals, the morgue, jails, it's all full of ego. It's all ego to put all these people there, right? It's all ego. So you need to really, really strongly consider if you want to fight. I try my very best. I'm a peaceful man. I don't like to fight on the street. I've had to do it a few times. And when I say had to, I mean had to. If someone's going to really run their mouth to me and they're far away, I'm just going to be like, okay, you're right, bro. You're right. Sorry, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm going to be like, look, cool. If they're going to approach me, then it's on. If it's on, it's on, right?
This is coming from a kickboxing champion,
And
by
I'm
the
a
way,
world,
guys.
and I'm a world champion. And I'm a world champion, right? But you don't know who you're messing with. You don't know what he has on him. You don't know if he's ready to die right then, right there.
Facts.
You don't know if he's ready to do life right then, right there.
Yeah.
You don't know who he has else with him in that club, restaurant. You don't know who's gonna be waiting for you outside. You don't know. Is it really worth it to prove a point about how big a tough guy you are?
Nope.
I know I'm a tough guy, so I'm very happy to say to the guy, sorry, I'm really sorry you're offended. Okay, sorry. No problem, sorry. Because I know I've got in the cage. I don't have to, I'm not insecure. I don't have to prove nothing to nobody, right? The guy goes, oh, you can't talk to me that way. It's just stupid. It's amateur hour shit, man. Stay alive. It's crazy out here.
Stay alive. So Andrew, you're a multimillionaire.
Yeah.
You also have crypto.
Yep.
You also invest in different investments.
Yeah.
So for someone that's a young person coming up, what is the best piece of advice you can give to them to make it to be successful?
Right. So if someone were to say to me from absolute ground zero, how to get rich? All right. That's a good question. So I would say do 2 things. The first thing I would say you should do is develop a phone addiction. And you should develop a phone addiction, but you should refuse to consume content and only create content.
Genius.
So it doesn't, I will say right here, right now, I have a genuine phone addiction.
Me too.
9-10 hours a day screen time.
Me too.
I live on my phone. I'm on my phone. That's where the money is. That's where the pussy is.
Facts.
So where else am I going to be, right? I'm on my phone. You see me. I'm always just on my phone, right? I have a phone addiction. But I'm not consuming a bunch of crap, right? I'm producing on my Twitter account. I'm constantly tweeting. Doesn't matter if it's just tweets. Doesn't matter if it's TikToks. Doesn't matter if it's YouTube videos. Produce.
Yep.
If you spend all those waking hours producing, eventually people will pay attention to you.
Yes.
And we live in an attention economy.
Yep.
This is the economy we now live in. It's no longer about competence like it used to be. It's not even so much, it's about attention and it's about network. It's those 2 things. It's who you know and it's how many people pay attention to you. So if you develop a phone addiction and you refuse to consume and you only create, you'll start to attract attention sooner or later. And when you can do that, there's usually lots of different ways to monetize it. So if someone came to me and said, I have nothing, no skills, no money, nothing, and I had to get rich, I'd say that's what you should do. You should get a phone and develop a phone addiction and you should start to create. Look at you guys. 6 months ago, you started to create something.
Yeah.
Now here we are. Bang. You have to create things in the world we live in. You have to create things. When you create things, you'll get attention, and you can always find a way to monetize attention. Jake Paul has monetized attention.
Yes.
That's all he's done. He hasn't made his money being the best boxer. He's monetized attention. You have to find a way for people to pay attention to you.
From Vine to Instagram to YouTube.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
And no, that's fantastic. Bro.
Yeah, that's
I never
money.
thought about that. Yeah.
And networking is very powerful because once again, you might know one thing, but your buddy over here, he's smart at investing. He's smart at,
Yep.
like for example, I feel like most guys are very ego-driven,
Yep.
and they think they know everything.
Yep.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
You're good at one thing. Let's say you're good at marketing. Your buddy's good at finance. You put that together, you got a team now, and that makes you grow.
Yeah, and let's talk about network quickly because I run a network on CobraTate.com. There's the War Room, which is a network of mine. So networking is extremely important for a couple of reasons. If you were in a room with ice cream experts and all they talked about was ice cream, how to make it, how to store it, how to move it, the different flavors, the size of the cartons it's in, how much it costs to produce. If all they talked about was ice cream and you were in that room, sooner or later, when someone comes to you to ask you something about ice cream, you're going to know the answer.
Yeah.
But you're going to accidentally know some shit about ice cream. If you're in a room of people who only talk about money, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you need to be around people who are about it. And the problem is with the people out here, everyone has a dream, but not many people have a plan. A dream and a plan are different things. When you say to guys, do you want to be rich? Yeah, I want to be rich. How will you get rich? One day when the shit comes in. So you can have a dream with no plan. When's the last time something fantastic has ever happened on accident? When's the last time you've seen a big jacked dude and you say, hey man, how'd you get so jacked? And he goes, dunno, oops. Dunno, it just happened. No, he planned it. He went to the gym, he ate a certain way, he planned his meals, he had to make it happen. It's exactly the same with getting rich. You need a plan to get rich, right? Most people everyone out there has a dream, but very few people have a plan. Yep. If you're surrounded by people who have a plan to get rich, and you provide value to them in some way, because they're not going to drag you up if you ain't doing nothing, because that's what friendship is. Friendship is value exchange.
Yeah.
If you provide value to them, sooner or later you're going to begin to make money. Let me tell you something. When I was broke, and like I said, I have a bunch of money now. I was broke. This is not like I was broke, but from like a middle-class family. I was broke, single mother, public government housing, no car. I had to run to the gym, broke. When I was flat broke, the only of my friends I'd sit around and talk to with my friends who would talk about money. The guys who would sit and talk about video games or sit around and talk about football, I wouldn't hang around with them. I only used to sit and talk to my friends, talk about money. None of us had any money, right? But if we walked into a coffee shop and we bought coffee, we would then sit there over our coffee and analyze, how did this coffee shop make us give them our money? Because that's what's happened. We've given our money to this coffee shop. Why? Did we really want coffee? Where is it located? Is it a convenient location? Is it because of the brand of the coffee? Is it because the waitress is cute? Why are we in this particular coffee shop? Why didn't we go to that one? Why are we in this one? If we were to open up a coffee shop next door, how could we outcompete this one? What's the rent for this place? What's the margin on a cup of coffee? Everyone in here's a man. If you notice, everyone in here's a man in a business suit. Why is the person serving not a hot girl? Why is it a guy? Do they sell sandwiches? Do they sell cake? Like, start to actually think. Think about the money. And then if you do that every single time you spend money on anything, you're going to end up realizing there's tons of gaps. There's gaps in the market everywhere. You'll start to sit there and go, you know what? I could open up a coffee shop right next door to this fucking coffee shop. Change this, and this, and murder this place. But people don't think about it. People just give their money away all day, and it never even crosses their mind about how they were convinced to give their money away.
Yeah.
You know? Because if you want to get rich, you're not the Federal Reserve. You can't create money from the sky. You need to convince other people to give you their money. So every time you give your money away, work out why.
Yep.
You know, so you need to be surrounded by people who think this way. You need to adopt this attitude. I've always had it even when I was poor. You need to start to realize that the traditional methods of creating wealth, which are advertised to you, are a scam. The idea that you can just work really hard, save up, get a mortgage, and in 35 years pay the house off, and then you'll be rich. That's not real. That's what your parents did, right? The average cost of a house during your parents' era was like 4 times the wages or 5 times the yearly wage or something. Now it's completely out of control.
Yeah.
It's completely out of control. And patience is another thing I'll make a big point. Patience is a huge enemy to getting rich. I don't care what these Gary Vee and these dorks, because Gary Vee's a nerd. Gary Vee's a nerd, right? He may have some money, right? But if I were to grab him by his neck, hey, bro, you got to be really tough and you got to really work hard. Shut the fuck up. Pussy. He's a bitch, right? So when all these dorks are talking about patience is what they tell the slaves to convince the slaves to keep being slaves. That's what it is. If I was in charge of the world, right, and I had a working class of slaves, which is what the working class is. I don't use that word slaves unironically, right? You're slaves, and I'll tell you why. If I can create something from thin air, and I can create unlimited amounts of it, and I can make you give up your life for this thing, you're my slave. If I could create dollars from thin air, unlimited amounts, and I can make you sacrifice your life.
Fiat currency.
Make you sacrifice your life for a tiny percentage of what I can create from thin air, you are my slave. Because even if you say no, I'll say, I'll give you some more. Oh, okay. Oh, here's some more of the free thing I make. Here, Go do it. Go clean the streets, idiot. You're a slave, right? So the slaves, what they do to keep the slaves being slaves is they advertise patience. Don't worry. Here's what you do. You go to school, you go to college, you go to university, you get in debt, you get a mortgage, you get in more debt. You work really hard. Don't worry. Your life's shit now, but in the future it'll be good. Don't worry. A good day's coming. You might retire with a 401k. Keep working. Keep going, slave. You can do it. Patience is how they trick you into keep being a slave.
Yep.
I turned myself from no money to my first million in 2 years to 30 million 3 years later. That's how fast you can make money if you're about money. If you're about it, right? So I've never believed in patience. You got to forget the patience. You got to forget the people who
Money
don't.
loves speed, man.
Money loves speed.
Yeah.
You got to forget the people who aren't about money around you. It's got to be all you think about, all you talk about. You got to start producing. You got to start attracting attention one way or another. And if you do all those things, you will start to make some money. But next time you're sitting with your friends, this is a challenge for every single person watching this. Next time you're sitting with your friends, unprompted, come in, sit down, and just join in the conversation. Just join in whatever they're talking about. And after about 20 seconds, sit and think, this is bullshit. This is not going to make any of us rich. They're talking about this, that, this bitch, fucking football game, this guy. This is not going to make any of us rich.
Yep. Nonsense.
Eureka, I am wasting my life. Right? And that's what the War Room Network's about. Every single person in the War Room is a killer. We talk about a few certain subjects, and one of them is absolutely cash. And I'll tell you one more thing. With the modern world we live in and this virus, blah, 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 the time to get rich is running out.
Yep.
The time to get rich is running out. Slavery is coming, and you're not going to be able to escape. I don't want to rant, but I don't think most people realize that when they're printing all this money.
Tell them, Andrew.
When Biden is printing all this money, saying, we're going to give you a relief check, what happens when they print money from the sky is that the currency inflates, right? The currency is worth less, which means it's going to take more of said currency to purchase assets. This is what's going to happen.
Yep.
So the rich who own the assets, the value of their assets increase. And the poor with no assets, the ability to buy one becomes harder and harder as days go on because it's so much more expensive compared to their wages. The rich are literally getting richer and the poor are literally getting poorer in real time.
Yep.
You can see it happening. And it's about to be have-nots and have-yachts up in this motherfucker. And if you're on the wrong team, what the fuck? If you're on the wrong team, you're never going to escape.
Yeah.
These are some of the last years where a broke person can genuinely escape the matrix. You are running out of time. Forget that patience crap, right? You got to get rich now.
Yeah.
You got to get rich now. So I don't think a lot of people understand what's really happening. So if you don't get your act together, you're going to have trouble. And that's what the War Room's all about. And this virus has accelerated it, right? The richest people in the world have become so much richer since the start of Corona. Sorry, not Corona. What's it called? It's called?
Bearbug.
Bearbug. Since the start of Bearbug. And the poorest people have had their businesses shut down. Middle class has been decimated. The rich are completely fine. You know what? During Bearbug, I traveled to 17 countries. And I traveled to 17 countries with 2 tricks. One, I have 4 passports. And this is something we teach inside the War Room. We teach you how to make money. Then we teach you how to get multiple citizenships. Because you can no longer trust a single government with control over your life. If you do that, you're being an amateur. You're being an amateur if you say the American government decides where I can go. You could take my American passport right now, no problem. I got 4 more. I'm getting out. I'm getting out, right? Unless you're on Interpol top 10, the world's not as connected as you think, right? They ban a particular passport number. You can have a different passport. Imagine this. Imagine if you were extremely sexy, kickboxing world champion, caramel, gorgeous. Imagine you were to get a passport in a country, let's say, I don't know, Estonia. And then imagine you legally changed your name in said country. Now you have a perfectly legal passport with a different name. Wouldn't that be interesting?
Very interesting.
So there's a whole bunch of things you can do to put yourself beyond control of a government. And I teach this is what we teach inside the War Room. Because the idea of living off-grid isn't real anymore. You can no longer live off-grid. So the only thing you can do is live on so many grids that they can't contain you. So during this Bearbug, when we weren't allowed to travel, I've been to 17 countries. And I did that because I had so many passports that one of them was always permitted. And secondly, private jets. Because I'm rich. And this is the point I'm making. If you want freedom in the future, in the new world that's coming, if you want to be a free man, you need to have a bunch of passports and a bunch of money. Because it's about, like I said, have-nots and have-yots. It's about to be people like me doing whatever we want, ignoring the rules, and the other people, oh, it's lockdown again. I guess I better go home.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Which one do you want to be?
Yeah.
It's a serious question. Which one do you want to be? And this is what we teach in the war room. We're teaching all about residencies, multiple passports, and how to make money. So making money is a key component to freedom. And this bear bug thing has shown you how quickly they will lock you in your house.
Facts.
They will lock you up in jail in your own house.
Last year around this time, 100% lockdown. You couldn't do nothing, bro.
And if that doesn't scare you, then there's something wrong with you. Because what's scary about it is everyone listened.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
And everyone listened because they've destroyed the masculine spirit.
Boom.
Because one man can't go riot by himself. I tried. When this bear bug thing kicked off, I put it all over Twitter, all over YouTube. I tried to inspire rebellion. I moved to Sweden. I lived in Sweden for 3 months.
Oh, yeah, because Sweden was still open at the
Sweden
time, right?
was wide open, no masks, no restrictions, perfectly normal life with a lower death rate than America. Explain that. Oh, we can explain it because the numbers are fake. But I was in Sweden, running around nightclubs, sleeping with Swedish girls, putting it all over YouTube, saying, look. But everyone was, oh, I can't afford to come to Sweden. I don't have the right passport to come to Sweden, blah, blah. That's your fault. This crap is just beginning. It was the beginning of a new age.
Yep.
And as a man, you need to prepare yourself for that. And if you're sitting there and you understand what I'm saying to you, because some people are going to listen to this right now and go, some people are going to listen and go, whatever. Some people are going to listen and go, yeah, he's right. But then in 10 minutes after this podcast finishes, go back to jerking off to Pornhub. and there's going to be a small percentage of people who go, you know what? This Tate guy knows exactly what he's talking about. I need to prepare for the new world. And if you do understand, that's when you join the war room, because that's what we do.
And that's at CobraTate.com. And also, real quick, guys, because we're going to continue talking about money, but I will read these super chats real quick because I got a question for Andrew on the money. Okay, the Renegade Wingman. I got to meet Andrew and Tristan in LA a few years back. These guys are the real deal. Listen up to these knowledge bombs. Question for Tate. How'd you get the nickname Cobra? Be well, brother.
Yep, we good.
It was given to me. Cobra was given to me because I fight with my hands down. I don't fight. I fight like Adesanya. We fight the same. We fight with our hands down. I was a karate fighter traditionally. I did Shotokan karate. I have 3 black belts in karate, so I fought with my hands down. So they kind of called me Cobra because my hands were always down instead of protecting my face.
Gotcha.
I'm perspicacious. One of my favorite words. I believe in perception. I like to see things. I believe in seeing into the future. Everything I'm telling you now about Corona and multiple passports and needing money is because I'm a perspicacious individual. I played chess when I was very, very young. In chess, you have to see ahead. You have to see the board.
3 to 4
you
moves
have to
ahead of
see
time.
the position. What's the next move? What is he going to try and do? Right? That's what you have to do. You have to see. Chess is not about hiding your intention. Chess is about putting your intention together so solidly that they can't stop it. Right? So that when you play chess and you're losing, you know what he's doing to you. You just can't stop him doing it to you.
Yep.
And that's the world we now live in. If you have half a brain, you know what they're doing to you. You know they're destroying your income. You know they're inflating the currency. You know they're locking you in your house. You know they're destroying free speech. You know what's happening, but you can't do anything about it, right? So as a chess player, you have to try and find the best possible move on the board. And that's what we've done with the War Room. And sorry, to tie back in, yeah, it's perspicacious. I like my hands down. I would rather get punched clean in the face and see it coming than get half punched in the face and not see it coming. And that was a personal choice, a personal decision I made.
Yeah.
So as a multimillionaire, Andrew, you have multiple streams of income.
Yep.
Which obviously is how you protect yourself from being broke.
Yep.
What are some of those that you could disclose on? Obviously, you have your courses on CobraTate.com.
Yep.
What else? I know you opened some casinos up in Romania.
Yeah, so I have casinos in Romania. I have 15 locations, so I own casinos now.
Oh shit! Nice.
Yeah, which is another really quick story I'll give you. I have a lot of stories. Am I telling too many stories?
Let's do it, baby.
No,
We're
am I
here,
telling too many stories?
We're here, bro.
Yeah, we spent hours watching your stories, bro, on Tate's speech.
Yeah.
So
nah, man, go for it, bro.
All right, yeah,
The people
cool.
need to see this stuff.
Cool.
Hear this.
So when I was broke, I used to go casino all the time. I know I shouldn't, but when I was broke, I needed hope. I needed hope, man. I'd rather go casino and go broke just for that 30 minutes of hope on the way there. Maybe I'm going to pull it off. You know, I needed hope. So I used to go casino all the time. And then I thought, if I ever get rich, I'm going to open one of these motherfuckers, you know? And obviously opening a casino is extremely difficult. I was commentating for a cage fighting show in Romania called RXF. I was commentating, and
they try to cancel you on that too, which is funny. That's
Yeah.
another. We can talk about that.
That's
after
another
this.
story.
Go.
Yeah. And I was commentating for it, and one of the sponsors of it is a casino company. And the casino owns these small casinos all around Eastern Europe. There's no live dealer. It's just arcade machine, like slots machines. And I went up to the owner, who's the sponsor. He was on the VIP table. I said, excuse me, that I want to talk some business with you, blah, blah, blah. Spoke to him. I said, look, I want to open some casinos. And he said, well, why do I need to open a casino with you? I've already got 400 locations. We're turning over 10 million euro a day. If I want to open a casino, I just take a picture of a location, send it in a WhatsApp group, and 2 months later, it's a casino. I don't need anybody. I was like, okay, I understand, but I want to get involved in this business. So one way or another, we're going to work together. He's like, well, if you can come up with something I'm interested in, let me know, right? So I was going back and forth with him for a year, and I was thinking, how can I get this guy to let me franchise his casinos? And eventually, I came up with the following battle plan, which he agreed to. I came to him and said, look, I'll pay to set up the entire casino with your branding, all my money, so you don't have to put in any money. I'll give you a percentage of turnover, not profits. Even if it's not profitable, doesn't matter to you because you get a percentage of turnover.
Oh.
And I will open up directly next door to your number one competitor. So I'll go to war for you with my money.
Oh, shit.
So I'm going to go right next door to your number one competitor with my money. You ain't got no risk for you. Even if it doesn't make any money, you're getting paid off the turnover. And it's just going to take some money from your competitor. I'm taking all the risk on this, right?
Wow.
And he agreed. He said, okay, let's do it. So when he did that, the casinos start to open. Then I thought, okay, so how do I get these casinos full? So my first casino opened up. We were doing okay. We were making a bit of money. And then I realized there was a Starbucks two doors down. I saw a lot of people going out to Starbucks. I was like, coffee. So I put up these massive signs saying free coffee. And I got us a barista, and I got us a big-ass coffee machine, Starbucks level, the best possible coffee machine. So, and the point was, why would you go pay $5 for coffee? You can come get free coffee with me.
Yep. And gamble.
Gamble your $5. You might get lucky. So that worked, because I'm a genius. Started to make a bunch of money. Then Bear Bug came. Yeah.
Damn.
So the casinos are currently closed in Romania, so I've been dealing with that. And this goes to show how you have to be adaptable, right? So since the Bear Bug thing came, because of the casinos, because I'm paying 15 leases, I have all these costs that I've lost maybe $4 million since the beginning of Corona.
Damn, bro.
$4 million. But I made $10 million somewhere else.
Hey.
There you go.
So I made $10 million when Bitcoin crashed down to $5,400. I put this tweet on my Twitter. If anyone's doubting this, you can go on my Twitter.
I saw it because I'm in BTC too.
Yeah,
I saw it.
It crashed when at the beginning of the Corona thing, when it really crashed, it went really, really down. I said, you're all pussies. I'm buying $600,000 at $5,400 right now. And I think that's worth like $11 million. I haven't sold any of it, but I think I've still got it. So
Holy shit.
Yeah. So, but scared money doesn't make money, right?
Facts.
So I was just like, you got to go for it. There's
Facts.
a chance. So all in all, it's all okay. But so we got the casinos. I've got a few girls on webcam who I still manage, girls who've been with me
Okay,
for
so you're
many
still in
years.
that industry.
Yeah, I've got girls. I don't have an army anymore. I've got like a couple of my old school girls who've been working for me for 6 or 7 years.
I got a question about that too after.
Okay,
Let's keep
perfect.
going.
They don't even need my help. I don't even do anything anymore. It's just a respect thing. I started them off. I got them there. I made them some of the best cam girls in the world. They do $50,000, $60,000 a month, and they'll give me 20 or 30% of it, just out of respect. Like, I've always worked with you. I've always worked for you. You got me here, so bang. So I still got that. We got the courses on CobraTake.com. I've got some real estate, some rents and stuff. So all in all, I do
all in Romania or
all in Romania, Poland, and Belarus. I do like 150, 200 grand a month. It's enough.
Okay.
that's lit.
Yeah, it's enough.
That's lit.
Yeah, and that's it. And I already own everything. I don't have to spend it in anything but vodka. and
Yeah, you
booze.
buy all your cars. You buy your cars cash.
Yo, I'm curious though. When you're managing those girls, right? Was it stressful?
That's what I was gonna
All
ask
those
about
girls?
the web.
'Cause-
Tell us the dark
'cause,
side
dude,
of webcamming.
We deal with girls on the show, right? That alone is stressful. Mind you,
Nigga.
dating for the average guy is stressful.
Stressful?
So you actually having to manage them, bruh. 70 chicks plus.
Anybody that deals with women every day, like us three here at the table,
Yeah.
knows that it's a headache, bro.
Yeah.
And for you, obviously, luckily for us, they're not like we're not dependent on them for income.
Yeah.
But like at one time in your life, you made your first million from webcam. For those that don't know,
Yeah.
Can you tell us what that was like? The how it made you, I guess, better with women, and what it was like to run a webcam
Yeah.
city with
so-
70 plus women.
Yeah, so this is what's really interesting, right? So this is why I don't really associate with a lot of the red pill content of the red pill guys, because a lot of the red pill is about how to have sex, right? For me, having sex was the very beginning of a long journey.
Yeah.
Right? Having sex was the easy part.
That's when the game starts.
That's when the
Yeah.
game starts. Now I need her to quit her job, leave her house, move in with me, work on webcam, do as I say, share me with other women, and give me her money. That's the hard part, right? That's the hard part of the game, right? And yeah, it was stressful. It was absolutely stressful. But as a man, you have to make sure you're not emotionally reactive to things, right? Because that's what they want. Women love to draw emotionality from you because women watch Kardashians all day and they're addicted to drama.
Facts.
They love drama. So if they piss you off and they get a bunch of drama, they're gonna want more.
Right.
So you have to kind of be ice cold about it in a very cool way, right? Because if you come across as emotionless, women don't also like that. So I was very much the song PIMP by 50 Cent. I really like that song because it shows he's very much about the game. If he wrote that, he must have consulted with some pimps or he must have friend, father, and confidant. It's positively inspirational and motivating person. That's what pimp stands for, right? You need to make her feel good. Yep. Why doesn't she do it for herself? Well, she does it for you because she feels better if she works for you.
Yep. Right.
A girl can do webcam and make $3,000 a month, right? Or she can come work for me and make $20,000 a month and get half. She gets 10 grand a month. Yep. But not only does she get more money, yeah, I get money, but she gets more money. But not on top of that, let's say she has a bad day on cam.
Yep.
That's hard for a girl. I got my tits out. I'm naked on the internet. No one even cares.
Very true.
It's upset, right? She'll come to me and she'll be crying. I say, why are you crying? Oh, no one cares about me. I'm ugly. I said, no, you're not ugly. There's a huge football game on today. Lie. Not even true. She's like, really? Yeah, there's a massive game. Everyone's quiet. All the girls are killing it. Aren't doing anything. You did the best. Really? Yeah, you did the best. Let's have a drink. Make her feel better about her life, about herself. Make her feel happy.
Smooth.
You're providing happiness, right? That's what you're doing to make them work for you.
Yep.
But it absolutely is stressful, and you have to find girls who are about it, right? You have some girls who are complete idiots, and you have to get rid of them. But yeah, it is a stressful thing to do. People think like you're living like Hugh Hefner. It wasn't like a big sex fest. Like I was just all I was doing is ha ha ha. I have this money. I'm having sex. No, I was very serious about my job. I was very serious about the money, and it was money first. I was never in it to be ha ha. I have all these chicks. I was never thirsty. I was never none of that shit. It was all about the money. I was a professional. I was a professional. It was a very professional outfit. But yeah, it was stressful sometimes. But you just had to be like, look, if you listen to me, I can make you a rich young lady. And if they trust you, if you exude competence and they truly trust you, like a father, they'll begin to listen to you and they'll just start. And the ones that make the most money are the ones who eventually just blindly say, if Andrew talks, I listen.
Respect.
It's a respect thing.
And let's talk about that real quick because I agree with you 100% on that. That a lot of the time, the women that make the most money on OnlyFans, webcam, whatever it may be, typically they're managed by a man. And I say this because men and women look at money very differently. Yeah. You know, women look at, I feel like women, not even I feel like, I know that women look at money as a means to an end. Oh, I made $1,000 today. I could buy these shoes. Yeah. And then they go about, they make enough money to do what they want and they don't really care about anything else. Women care about money because it's a means to an end to get the experiences they want out of life. Yeah. Men make money to conquer and become better. Completely. And they associate their status to that money. Yep. So I've noticed that women that make the most money typically have a man in the background controlling their situation.
It doesn't matter if a woman wants to be an OnlyFans girl or a prostitute or a lawyer or a housewife. She's always going to do better if a man's in charge of her life. Yep. Doesn't matter what she wants to do.
Well,
doesn't matter what she wants to do. And
that's
toxic. Just a fact. Call it toxic, but it's a fact. Yep. And you're right. All of the best webcam and OnlyFans girls in the world, all of them, and this is my industry, so I know, all of the best, a man tells them what to do.
Facts.
And a man tells them what to do because a man is more ambitious. Like you said, it's the first thing. A man understands how men think a little bit better. Yep. But on top of that, I'll tell you something. If I had a girl who made $1,000 in her first hour, she would think, I only have to work an hour a week. Whereas a man will think, you can make $12,000 a day.
Boom.
And that's the difference in mindset about it, right? So the girls who would quit, the odd girl who would quit for me and try on herself by herself, she would never make a fraction of the money she made for me. Yeah. They didn't have the discipline. They didn't have the emotional stability. They didn't have the ideas.
Especially if she's young and hot. She's more concerned with like going out and partying, drinking, putting on nice shoes.
Yeah, and doing dumb shit.
Women live for the moment, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Men tend to look a little bit more long term when it comes to money. You look at 80% of the people that consume, it's women. Yeah. You know what I mean? Men create, women take. That's just the reality of the world. So women that make the most money, any chick I see on OnlyFans that's like has a blue check and verified all that other stuff, I already know this dude manager 9 out of 10 times.
Even the girls on the late night show, strippers, they've been there for 10, 20 years still stripping. Why? Yep. You should have been got out by now.
Yeah, facts. What are you kind of money you're making? Like making 10 bands a week and stuff. You should have been gone.
You can make $1,000 in the first hour. Yeah. But then I made my money. I'm going home and chill. Yep. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, it is crazy. So, but yeah, it was a stressful time in my life, man. I'm not gonna lie, it was stressful. I was barely sleeping. I was working 18, 19-hour days. I was at the computer watching them. I'd be every time I'd critique their show, like in a very positive way, but I'd tell them what they did right, what they did wrong. When they were talking to the guys, what they said was right, what they said was wrong. Constantly managing fucking arguments between the chicks. You're like a huge HR department, and you are. And then all these chicks are in love with you, right? All these chicks are in love with you, so you have to be very, very careful with certain things. So at one point, when I had an army, and then when you have an army, the girls aren't with you for love. The girls are with you for money. So you're taking a much smaller percentage, and they're much more likely to leave. And when girls leave, they have their little cliques, and there's always exoduses, right? There's always one takes 10 with them. And I fucked that off, and I got rid of my army and went down to my special forces. And I had these 4 girls living with me. It was me and 4 chicks. They were in love with me. It was me and 4 girlfriends living in one house. And we were making money. And when you're living with 4 women, you have to be very, very careful of amazingly small things. You'll pour champagne and you'll pass a glass. Whichever girl you pass it to first, the other 3 are pissed. That's how women think. If you sleep in bed and you roll over one way and you hug that bitch, ooh, it's on. You never hug me. You always hug that bitch. So it's stress.
This is real pimp stuff.
It's stress, right? It's stress because you have to start being very, very regimented and very, very careful about normal actions.
How you move.
I learned to sleep flat on my back. Like I could sleep just like boom, bitch here, bitch here, bitch here. Bang. I don't move. But you learn these things, right? You learn to pour the champagne and let them pick up their own glasses. You learn to make sure that you always have a boy with you in the front seat, or you put your bag in the front seat of the car and they're all in the back together. You have to. It's like a bunch of shit you have to like learn and internalize.
Not to mention when you're banging, who you're gonna jizz with and all that other stuff. Like that's a whole other game.
It's a mess. It's a mess. And another thing about it is if we're gonna. This is the Fresh and Fit podcast, so we can be ruthless, right? The guys,
this is it, babe.
The guys who want to know the truth of the game.
Keep it raw.
The guys who want to know the truth of the game is that the difference between pimping and red pill stuff, whatever. The red pill stuff, the goal is to get sex. In pimping, you use sex to get what you want.
Boom.
So I would only have sex with women if they performed well on cam. If she did well on cam and she was making a bunch of money, she'd be rewarded with attention from me. That's why she worked for me. The harder I work, the more money I make, the more Andrew likes me. Right? So if I have to give a girl a bunch of attention and I have not much time in the day, how do you focus as much attention as possible into an hour? You fuck. Right? So who I had sex with was completely dependent on who was paying me the most money. But that's why you can't be thirsty. Because sometimes it's not the hottest bitch. Sometimes it's that hot one. You're like, And
real talk is the average chicks that make the most money.
Yeah, like, I don't know, fuck this average ass. She got big. No, so
they go next door.
Yeah, you got to be ruthless about it, right? So the pimp game is not for the average man because most men are too thirsty. They're not about the money. They can't deal with the emotionality of it. You have to be a really strict, regimented individual. And it was stressful, but all in all, I have a bunch of cool stories. And the truth is, besides a few idiots, every single girl who worked for me was a really nice girl. And I'm glad a bunch of them made money. A bunch of them are rich now. But I have girls who are like 23 and retired for life.
Nice.
So I'm happy. It was a happy.
I want to say this real quick. Guys, we got 5,000 plus live viewers right now. Guys, we only got 3,000 likes. Like the video.
What?
Get us up to 4,000 likes. What are we at right now, Chris? We will stop the show if we have to. This is too much heat.
Someone said, I can't believe that this is free.
Yeah.
Niggas, like the video then.
Like the video, bro, man.
That's it.
Like the video. I don't want to put the mask on again because I can't breathe with it. And I hit myself on the head earlier with the nunchuck. But we got Andrew here, and he knows how to use them. So if you guys don't like the video, we're going to send him to your house, and we're going to give you guys some of that Aikido, and then he's going to hit you with the nunchucks.
Listen, Andrew just brought on how to be a real G, how to be a pimp, how to be a millionaire. Bro, we're going to learn that at 12 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
Where are you
so
learn
like
that, bro?
the goddamn video, bro.
And follow
like
him.
The video and follow
Instagram,
Andrew.
Corporate Tate, CorporateTate.com.
You know what? As a matter of fact, we're going to stop the show until we get 4,000 likes. We're going to ruthlessly sell everything. So, Andrew, please pitch the people and sell.
War Room,
and we're going to sell until we hit 4,000 likes. Let's do it.
All right, cool. So
plug your stuff.
Yeah, so I've already talked about the War Room. The War Room is on CorporateTate.com. That's a network for winners. Quickly, do one more thing to explain about the War Room. It's different from other networks because you have performance tests and metrics you must reach to keep your membership. It's not the kind of thing you can just join, pay to join, I'm in now. No, you join, we start telling you what you're going to have to do, how you're going to improve your life, X, Y, Z. You must do certain things by a certain time or you're kicked out because I don't hang around with pussies and I ain't got pussies around me, right? So it's a very, very strict, regimented network. No refunds if you get kicked out. If you get kicked out, that's what you get for not doing your fucking work. So if you want it, you can come to Romania anytime. You can meet me in the cage. And if you win, you can have your refund.
Like the video, guys. 4K, because I'm about to ask Andrew right now. Top 3 things he enjoyed with living with, 70 plus women. And then top 3 things he hated, which is going to teach you guys a lot about women. Yep. So like the goddamn video, because we're not going to continue on with the interview until you guys like the video. We got almost 5,000 you guys in here right now.
Get on Patreon for late night shows, Zoom calls. And we answer at a $20 tier every dating question, finance question, and also fitness question as well.
And you're going to have some behind the scenes exclusive footage on patreon.com that we have with
Podcast.
Andrew today on the boat. And I will say this, he's a killer.
He's smooth,
with
man.
the ladies.
Am I smooth? I am smooth. I am
Yo,
smooth.
And
like the video, guys.
Spotify, Apple.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Chris. Tell him.
Now we have Spotify, Google, Apple Plus, guys. Audio only exclusive. Check it out. Patreon. Let's get it.
Trey.
Also, the party, May 15th, guys.
Yes.
It's going to be crazy. We're going to be in
We're
Miami.
going to try to talk Andrew to stay.
Hopefully you can stay, bro. Right? It's going to be way more, look, real talk, right? It's going to be way more girls than guys. 100%. We already ran the numbers. Way more girls. We're going to have
shit,
celebrity
okay.
guests as well. Some YouTubers as well. Like we mentioned, Mr. Organic, Stunt Lifestyle, Touch and Go Miriam.
Let's
We're going to
get
have a
it.
bunch of people there as well. So check it out,
We're going
guys.
to kidnap Andrew. Keep him here.
Here's the link. Check it out, guys. It's going to be lit.
Yeah, guys, like the video, guys. How many likes we at? We're not going to continue the
3.8K
interview.
likes.
How many?
3.8.
3.8, guys. 200 more
200
likes.
more likes.
And then we're going to ask Andrew the best 3 things with living with 70 plus women in his webcam days and the worst 3 things, which you guys are going to learn a lot from what he's going to tell you guys.
And guys, if you enjoyed the show, do me a big favor. Me and Myron and Tate here. Like the video, sub to the channel.
Yes.
We need to get 200K by end of the year.
And also, real talk, while you guys are at it, open another tab, go on YouTube, search Tate Speech.
Yep.
Subscribe to that channel because
Yep.
there's a lot of gems in there. And then also subscribe to Tate Confidential. Follow him on Instagram. He has a blue check, Cobra Tate, and get on his website, cobratate.com. Join the War Room because it is a network of more men
Yep.
that you will be able to get acclimated with and make money and become successful, goddammit. How many likes are we at right now?
3.8.
Guys, 200 more likes.
That's
or
it,
else we can't
guys.
continue in the show.
3.9.
We're at 3.9. Okay, 100 more likes, guys.
That's it,
Come on,
guys.
get us to 4,000 likes.
Almost there.
We just need the engagement because I'll tell you guys right now.
Yo.
This video's gonna get shadow banned.
Yo, all the real G's in the chat, all the real players, like the video, man. Because
Like the
this
video.
is free game, guys.
This is a free game right now with Andrew Cobra fucking Tate, guys. Multi-millionaire kickboxing
In the
world
flesh.
champion.
In the
4
flesh.
times.
When
in
have
the
you seen him in the flesh,
In
bro?
studio.
In the flesh.
flesh.
Shades off now.
Shades off
Shades
now,
off.
niggas.
We
Shades
serious
off.
now. We serious now.
Like the goddamn video. We did it. Miami Aikido for you guys. We did the ninja
Oh, actually,
thing.
check out our Instagram, FreshAndFit Miami. We got all the stories up from today.
Yep.
Follow Myron, Unplugged Fit with 2 T's. Follow me,
Right
FreshAndFit CEO. Follow our producer, Trey, Aaron C. Parkson, and Trey Talk Sports.
Yep. How many likes we at now? Are we at 4K? Guys,
4K
get us to
likes,
4K.
guys.
We're here?
Yep.
Okay,
There.
awesome. Okay, let's continue the interview.
We guys have some chat.
Oh, some super chats. Okay, we'll hit the super chats, then we're going to hit RP Mike, $50. This podcast has had many pivotal shows that have led to exponential growth. This show is going to be another one. People hate what they want, but can never be. Keep exposing the truth and getting subscribers and haters. They're both numbers. Big
Boom.
facts.
Well
And we're
said.
going to talk about haters here later on in the show. Don't worry. And then we
Sydney
got
McTow,
Sydney McTow here.
Australian.
Tate knows what the F is up. Big facts. Thank you, Sydney McTow.
Down under.
All the way from down under. Shout out to Australia. So, Andrew, can you tell us the top 3 things that you, I guess, liked living with 70 plus women, and top 3 things that you hated, and things, maybe some other things guys might not know about living with women?
Okay, so I don't know if I have 3 of each, but I can tell you what I liked and what I didn't.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
So I genuinely liked feeling responsible for all of these women. And I mean that in a very masculine, very fatherly way. I genuinely liked being in charge, but not in a power trip way. I liked feeling responsible for their success and for their happiness. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that the girls came to me with any problem. Friend, father, and confidant, right? Whether it was work or otherwise. I enjoyed the fact that they would come to me and they really believed I could fix anything about their life, any problem. And they'd come to me, and I enjoyed that responsibility. And I enjoyed being very, very good at fixing their problems. I enjoyed that responsibility. I enjoyed making a whole ton of money. That's another thing I enjoyed doing. I enjoyed that. Another thing I enjoyed about the whole webcam period of my life is females are amazing for status signaling. There's another thing. There's another thing another thing men don't realize. One of the reasons I am now so well connected in a country like Romania, which is extremely difficult to penetrate and is mafia ridden, is because when I first went to the club in Romania, I thought me and T went on our own to try and get some girls, and we sat there and realized every single chick was on tables with dudes, right? And you have one fat old dude and like 30 chicks. It's like, how does this fat old dude have 30 girls?
Damn.
Some mob boss or some gypsy king or whatever, right? So we're like, okay, so that's how it works here. So we don't want to be the stupid foreigners. So then we got our cam girls because we still had the cam business then. So when we went to the club the second night, the 2 American boys walk in and we bring 30 of our girls.
Boom.
Yeah, bam.
Fight back.
So now the big bosses in Romania are like, who are they? You know, so it's amazing for status signaling. And that's one of the things I kind of wouldn't say miss, but I'll give you another example. I recently, not to brag, I recently bought a Bugatti Chiron, right? For $5.4 million.
Is it a red or a yellow one?
It's red, $5.4 million.
Boom.
So I bought a Bugatti
Real nigga
Chiron.
money right there.
Bought a Bugatti Chiron. So I put the order down and paid all the money. It comes in October. And after the main reason I bought the car is not to drive the car because I wanted access to Bugatti events.
There you go.
Network, net worth, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to hang around with Bugatti owners. And we're going to drive through Argentina and we're going to talk business.
Very difficult to get one of those cars, guys. You
Bro.
thought Ferrari was tough.
Yo.
Yeah.
Bugatti is a whole other.
See what he did right there? That's a power move and play for networking.
Yep.
He
All about
paid-
the network.
He paid a price to get access to good people he never would get before.
Yeah, that's what it's all
people
about. I don't even give a fuck about the car, right? For me, it was literally how fast can you really drive, right? I've got some of the fastest cars in the world already.
Yeah.
It's no car on earth is worth $5.4 million. It was for me, but the people you will meet is worth
Yes,
$5.4
there
million.
you go. Yeah.
So I want access to Bugatti events, right?
You'll get
So-
rich simply by having the car
Oh,
in
yeah,
itself.
I'll get the car back. I'll get the money back, right? It's free, effectively. So after I put my order down, I went to my first Bugatti event about 4 months ago. And I was sitting there, and I came with 2 blondes, 2 Ukrainians.
Nice.
Right? And they could, and the thing is with a lot of girls are paid, right? But they could tell just by the mannerisms, they could smell these girls are not paid for.
Yes.
These girls love this man, right? So I was the poorest guy in the room because I'm surrounded by billionaires. But they all wanted to know me. They're like, who is this cat from Romania? These girls, they're both your. One guy even said to me, who are they both? I said, they're my wives. He's like, you're Muslim? I'm like, no. But that's the status signaling of beautiful women
Yeah,
is
no,
complete.
facts.
It's underrated.
It's priceless.
It's underrated. The richest man in the room is the man with the pussy. And beautiful women are the true currency of international ballers. Everyone has Ferraris, everyone has Rolexes, blah, blah, blah. But if you're the dude with the most beautiful women and they are loyal to you
Yes.
and they won't talk to any other man and they only do as you say, you're rich.
Boom.
That's the key because these other dudes got to pay for it.
They have to pay
Yep,
for it.
we got-
They're
pay
not
for it.
getting burning genuine. A lot of these
Yeah.
rich dudes have zero game.
No,
They don't
yeah,
get
zero
burning
game.
genuine desire.
Zero game. They get no genuine desire. So I'm sitting there talking to oil sheiks, Russian oligarchs, all these big boys, and they want to know me.
Yeah.
They think I'm the cool guy because I brought 2 19-year-olds who were dumbasses.
Yep.
But this is the truth of the world. So one of the things I miss about my webcam days is I used to be able to flex with 20 girls, 30 girls deep.
Yeah.
That was one of the coolest things about it when I could say, where are we going? Okay, you know what? All right, is it safe? Is it secure? Is there going to be too many dudes hitting on the? Am I going to have to get in a fight? No. Okay, but you know what? Let's bring everyone.
Pull up.
Tristan, and like, have you seen Leon the Professional? Have you ever seen that? Have you seen that movie, Leon the Professional? Oh, man. In Leon Professional, they go to get him, and the police officer says, bring everyone. And they say, everyone? And he turns around and goes, everyone. He goes, loses his mind, right? So me and Tristan have this joke, and I say, bring everyone. He goes, everyone? And I go, everyone. Yeah, so we bring every chick to a venue or a location. That used to be cool about it. The things I disliked the most about running a webcam studio, I did not like, I'm telling you, a few months in, I hated having sex with these chicks, man. Because it got to the point where literally I'd wake up and go, you know what? 7 of these bitches have done well. I had to fuck 7 girls in the next 3 hours because I got shit. And it became a sport. It's just like I can't fuck 1 because then the other 6 will get upset. I can't fuck none because then they all get upset and don't work. I got to fuck all 70. I've got 3 hours to fuck all 70. Damn. Okay. Shit. Shit. Let's go. That's right. You gotta do it.
Andrew, did you make them come?
Please. Come on. Come on, bro. You think they're working for a man who ain't gonna make them come? Come on. They ain't giving me millions for nothing. Right? Let's make that clear. But yeah, so the sexual thing, I'm not saying I didn't enjoy sex, but there was definitely times where the sex was a pain in the ass.
No, of course.
And then also women have this amazing ability. The other thing I'll say I didn't like is that women have this amazing ability to be exceptionally petty. So if I'd say, look, all you girls have done really, really well this month. We're all going to go to the Maldives. And they go, I don't want to go Maldives because this bitch doesn't deserve to go. I don't like her. I was like, yeah, but you're going. Why are you worried about her going? You're going. I'd rather not go than her go. They'll cut off their nose to spite their face. They'd rather nobody go to the Maldives than go with that girl they don't like, her get to go to the Maldives. It's just such petty bullshit.
Yeah.
Damn.
And they can't see bigger pictures. I'm like, look, we're making millions of dollars. You were broke, I was broke. We're all rich now. I'm trying to take you to the Maldives, to a beautiful island resort. Can you just calm the fuck? Well, she said to my lipstick that, you know what? All right, fuck you. Everyone log in. Fuck this then. No Maldives. So I'll go to work. Because that's how they are. So that was a bit annoying. But besides that, all in all, it was a good period of my life. I'm not, like I said, I'm not so big in the game anymore. But yeah, it made me rich, man. It was my first $1 million. So that was a big deal for me.
Dude, he just dropped so much gems in one.
Yeah, bro. No,
speech
that's
there. That's a full-on Tate speech.
that's a full-on
Holy
Tate speech right
smokes.
there, bro. Like, cause I mean, the thing is, because like from our perspective, right? Because guys, you know, they'll DM us, oh, Fresh and Fit, you guys are always around girls, man. That must be so awesome, blah, blah, blah. Nah, bro. It's not all awesome, dude.
Positives and negatives.
And there's a lot of negatives, bro.
Yeah.
And I always wondered, yo, why do girls always have guy friends? Then it hit me when I started dealing with them all the time. Because dealing with other women is annoying. Yeah. Like, I could only imagine why so many women either have very small groups of female friends or they just deal with guys exclusively. Because there's so many passive-aggressive, you know, moves and everything. Just
jealous,
like jealous, like you said.
and petty, and it's a pain in the ass. It's a real pain in the ass. But all in all, I've got 3 girls who still work for me now who have been with me for over 6 years, and they're all really cool, really nice girls.
And you've jumped, if you could talk about it a little bit, like you've jumped into the OnlyFans space too, because you migrated. Obviously, you know, with the times you've changed, you did webcamming, you mastered that. And then
I've got 3 girls in the top 0.1% on OnlyFans, and then through that they've also got their affiliate link, and they've signed up a bunch of other girls under them. So all in all, I'd probably say I have maybe 100 girls in the world. A lot of them I've never met, but through Instagram who are working
through your women,
women, who were paying me money from OnlyFans.
Yeah, my man's doing an MLM on OnlyFans, never marketing.
MLM, listen, man. The one thing that you have to get involved in industries that are never going to run dry, right?
Yeah, facts.
And simping is never going to go anywhere.
Facts.
Simping will pay me till I die, right? As long as I can get a beautiful woman to listen to me, simping will pay me. So,
and what do you have to say for your naysayers out there? Like, hey, Andrew, you're a jerk. You got these simps paying these girls money. Aren't you supposed to be alpha? What's your argument to that?
Yeah, you know, a bunch of that. I've had a whole bunch of people from the right side, like this side of the space, come along and say that I'm morally degrading and that's better for, you know, it's bad for the society, the tradcon shit, da-da-da. Look, if you sell alcohol and an alcoholic walks in and you refuse to sell him vodka, do you think he's going to stop drinking, or is he going to go buy vodka somewhere else?
He can do it somewhere else.
So what am I going to do? Shut down and lose all my money? You think it's going to stop simping? You think it's going to stop anything? You think he's going to fucking change? Why? All it's going to do is hurt me and hurt these girls who I care about. I want them to make a bunch of money. What's the problem? Like, it's fucking stupid. It's a stupid mindset. People are so stupid. You know, really, truly, genuinely, I had so little faith in the world, and then Bearbug came along, and it went from 0 to minus 1,000. People are idiots. The amount of inboxes I get per day from just absolute idiots.
Morons.
Hey, you shouldn't be doing this OnlyFans. It's bad. Da-da. I have a Bugatti. Fuck off. Don't tell me what to do. Like, oh, yeah, you're going to tell me what to do. Like, on what planet are you going to try and tell me what to do? People are stupid, man.
Yeah. Losers, haters, people that have never, like, accomplished anything out here trying to tell you how to live your life. And what's your message to the haters, by the way? Because there's a bunch of drama out here in the sphere and all this other stuff where I think it's dumb. Men should, like us, should be collaborating because the world already attacks dudes like us.
Why are men that's supposed to be working together have drama about the dumbest stuff?
Facts.
Like,
so okay, let's talk about the manosphere. Fuck it. I'm gonna do a spin. I don't know why I'm gonna do a spin because this is important. I'm gonna do a spin. All right. How? See how I passed the mic? I passed the headphones behind my back as I spun.
Right back, smooth, baby.
I'm fucking
smooth operator.
I'm a G. Right. Okay. So I'm gonna put my sunglasses on to protect myself, protect my eyes
from the
haters, from the fire.
Yeah.
Right. Let's talk about the manosphere. The manosphere. I ended up in this space on accident. Right? I joined Twitter when Trump won because I thought it was funny to troll everyone saying MAGA. That's why I joined. Because I liked Trump. He's grabbing bitches by the pussy. I like that guy. I was like, yeah, fuck it. He talks like a man. He means what he's... I know, like, politics. I don't want him to get too political, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to get political. But Trump is a guy who says what he means and means what he says. Mm-hmm. And even if you don't agree with what he's saying, I respect a man who says what he means and means what he says. Mm-hmm. It's better than most politicians who say something and mean something else.
Yep.
Right? I don't like snakes. So I like Trump. So I joined Trump Twitter. And I found out about the manosphere.
And you met his son, too.
Yeah. I met his son. Met Donald Trump Jr. Awesome, nice guy. I met Donald Trump Jr. And we sat and we had coffee. There's a picture on my Instagram. We sat and we had coffee for an hour. Super nice guy. Made me coffee, got up, super respectful. Hey, man, can I get you anything? Like, completely down to earth, completely awesome guy. Really nice guy. So, so I kind of fell into the manosphere space. And the manosphere, as I see it, has 3 key issues, 3 key problems. Now, there's a big split. Anyone who's watching this and doesn't understand what I'm talking about, it's not that important. But there's a big split in the manosphere. Yeah. There's people on both sides. There's people on both sides who I like and respect. Mm-hmm. So I haven't taken a side in any regard. However, the problem is this. The biggest problem is this, is number 1. The truth, when you are searching for the truth, it's always in between 2 opposing viewpoints. Mm-hmm. Viewpoint A, viewpoint B. Yeah. And the truth is somewhere in between. It may be closer to one than the other. It may be dead in the middle, but it's somewhere between them. It's very rare that the truth is absolutely one point and not the other.
Yeah.
The way you discover the truth is through discourse. You disagree and you argue. Point 1 and point 2, you disagree and you argue and you come to the truth. If we're supposed to be a manosphere of men, why can't we have people who disagree disagree on a broadcast in search of the truth, and then shake hands afterwards and move on with their lives? Why has it got to be so petty? Why has it got to be so tribalized? If you don't agree with everything that's in this book, you don't get to talk to me. What kind of masculine manosphere is that? Why can't I say, I disagree with this whole chapter? Let's have a podcast. Wouldn't that be better for the knowledge, the search of knowledge? This is a genuine question. Like, this is so tribalized. I don't understand. Because no one can disagree, because as soon as someone starts to disagree, everyone becomes petty and starts crying their eyes out and becomes personal beefs. Yep. I got in the cage and smashed the dude's face in, and afterwards we shook hands. So why are you crying over arguing over a book? Like, what's wrong with you people? Yeah. It's petty. It's like my webcam girls. It reminds me of my cam girl days. Crying over dumb shit. If the dudes in the manosphere were men, they would be able to say, look, we disagree on X point. Let's talk about it on a podcast. We're going to argue it out. And afterwards, we will still be friends. Yeah. I could disagree with you on a point right now. We'll talk about it, and then we'll go out and have some drinks. Yep. What's the fucking problem? Yep. Am I right or not?
But that's how men solve problems. Yep. They literally talk, discuss it. Hey, let's agree to disagree, bro. Yeah. You want to have a drink?
And 9 out of 10 times, it's disagreements on like minor things. We still pretty much agree on 80, 99% of whatever it is, you know, basic tenements of masculinity, you know, be a leader, don't be weak, all this other stuff, take care of yourself. You know, put yourself first, not women. Yeah, like
exactly.
We all have the same.
And that's the biggest problem with the manosphere, is that it's very tribalized. There's one group of people who are like all about this one thing, and if you don't agree with them, they will kick you out their podcast and won't invite you on it anymore because you have to agree with everything they say all the time. And I just don't think that's a search for truth. I think that's just a circle jerk.
Yeah, it is.
And it's just a circle jerk, and I think it's pathetic. That's the first thing. If I disagree with someone in the manosphere, I would like to message them and say, I disagree with you. Let's talk about this. And this happened with OnlyFans and webcam girls, right? The Rule Zero guys were talking about OnlyFans and webcam girls without inviting me on because they didn't like me anymore. And I just felt like, dudes, without disrespect, you're not qualified.
Facts.
You're not qualified. Why are you all sitting around circle jerking? You didn't even invite me. I'm the one who knows. but you don't like me because we disagreed on something else. And now it's, oh, no, he's not allowed on our show. I thought you were men. Come on, the fuck? Stupid. Pathetic.
Echo chambers.
Echo chamber. Am I right? I'm fucking right. That's the first thing.
Echo chambers. Yeah, no, I mean, it's not good to have echo chambers, bro. Echo chambers. We bring people on this podcast that we don't necessarily agree with.
Yeah.
You know, hell.
Even
guys,
girls.
Yeah, girls. We've had Abba came on the show, guys. I was wrong about him. I thought he was a square. Yeah. He's not a square, guys. You know what I mean? He's a good dude. Yeah. And I can stand up on my 2 feet and say, I was wrong about him. Yeah. He's a good man. He's not a square. And I can say that. Yeah. But that can't happen unless we open the door to have that conversation.
Exactly.
And then we shook hands. It was good. He came back and we did an excellent late night show.
With hella girls.
Yeah, with hella girls. You know, and he had a great time. And, you know, we're going to have him back on the show. Yeah. So that's what it's about. Like, even if you disagree with someone, have the balls, bring him on your platform. Yeah. He confronts you on uncomfortable things. Yeah. If you're wrong, which I was, he's not a square. Yeah. Admit it. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You know.
So this is the first thing that should happen. I believe in this. This is the first thing that should happen. The second thing, I don't really agree with the manosphere. I understand a lot of the arguments now is going on. Some guys are fake. Some guys aren't fake. The key is this. I truly believe in capitalism, and I truly believe in the free market. And if you're a man, you should, right? Yep. Even if you have no game, and even if you're a virgin, but if you're saying things that are helping people get laid, then good. You're spreading positivity to the world. Like, who gives a shit, right? There's so many of these dudes are obsessed with how many girls the other dudes fucked. I don't care what any dude's doing with his dick. I don't care.
Facts.
I don't give a shit, right? I'm not interested, right? If you're saying things which I believe are genuinely helping other men, then good. If I think you're saying things which are not helping other men, then let's revert to point one. Why is it got to be a personal beef? I don't understand that. And some of the guys who have a personal beef with me is because of point one. They just have some personal issue with me because I disagree with them on something. And like feminine little bitches, they just get so personally offended. How could you not agree with everything I ever said? Like, what the fuck's wrong with you people? Little weirdos. Fucking weirdos. You're weirdos. You're fucking weirdos. Point three, and this is an important one. The manosphere beefs. It's the first time in my life where someone was saying my name and I didn't get to fight him. I lived in a world, I grew up where I had beef with someone on the other side of the world. We both ran our mouths, but there was a day and a time when it all was put on the line.
Yep.
But the manosphere is full of fucking cowards who don't put it on the line. They'll make YouTube videos and they'll insult you, but they intend to never see you. They want to hide from you forever. And this is supposed to be the manosphere. There is a particular character in the manosphere who I've spoken to recently and sorted things out with, but this particular character kept saying my name, and I was like, my friend. I sat there to Tristan and said, he would not stand a chance against me. And he knows that. So why is he even saying my name? I don't understand. Maybe I'm crazy, right? But I'm the kind of guy, I have so much honor as an individual. I would never run my mouth about someone who I knew could certainly destroy me.
Facts.
Like, I'm just not that guy. I'm not the guy to sit there and go, this guy's an idiot, knowing that if I ever meet him, I'm totally fucked.
Problems.
That just makes you a moron.
Yeah.
You're an idiot. If you were truly a man, you'd say, you know what? I don't like this and this about Tate, but Tate's serious. And it's probably better I just
Not
stay
trying
out.
to get punched in the face
If
by
I meet
professional.
Tate, I know I'm going to have to just either lose or capitulate. So why don't I just shut up? Internet tough guys, man. Internet tough guys.
Facts.
Internet tough guys. And the manosphere is the first time in my life I've been involved in all this beef where there's no fighting. So I have the solution to it all. As you know, I work very closely with an MMA organization in Romania. Let's put on a tournament and let's just fix this all. We're all supposed to be men. We'll give you all 9 months to train. We can fucking make the matchups and let's get this over with.
I'm down with it, actually.
Let's fix it. Because otherwise it's just a whole bunch of crying your eyes out and fucking people sitting there acting tough behind screens. Man, I don't want to say names, but this one dude kept saying my name. We fixed it now, but I was like, bro, you're fucking midget, bro. Shut up. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, right? It's not, and in the real world, that shit doesn't fly. It's just internet tough guy bullshit. But that's the problem with the manosphere. The problem about the manosphere is there's nothing masculine about it. That's the problem with the manosphere.
Well said. And you know what's funny? When people talk shit, right? Nothing happens. When you pull up in front of them, I didn't. You know how
I know that from personal experience. We ain't gonna
blog.
give them no clout, but someone talks some smack on the internet to run up on them in person. No internet stuff, man.
Because you're right. They don't ever expect to see you in person, but when they do, it's time to pull up.
Yeah, they know what time it is. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I don't like about the whole manosphere. So there's individual characters on both sides of the space who I like and I respect. And I know some of those guys don't like you. Like I was on John Anthony's podcast. He doesn't like you. He said bad things about you guys. He's always shown me respect. I'm the kind of guy, if you show me respect, I show you respect back. That's how I am, right? Anthony Johnson, I don't know if you guys are friends with him or not. He's always shown me respect. I show him back. There's also guys on your side. You guys have always shown me respect. I've always loved you guys. I show you respect back. That's how I am, right? So I'm not going to be tribalistic and jump into an echo chamber.
In business.
If you work with someone that we don't necessarily agree with, we're not going to hold that against you and be like, oh, Andrew, we can't come on our show because you work with someone that we don't like. Like, nah, bro, we mess with you.
Yeah.
We like that has nothing to do with us.
As
like,
a man,
working, like,
you got to separate feelings from business. If you can't do that, to me, you're a fucking pussy.
Yeah, facts, bro.
True.
It is what it is, man.
So,
let's hit some of these super chats real quick.
Just one.
Okay, so we got Vic Nova, $50. Andrew, I told you on January 22nd on Twitter I would join the war room when I finished up finalizing a deal I was working on. Well, it finally went through this week. And as promised, I just signed up to the war room. Let's get it.
Oh, damn.
Congratulations to you, sir.
Here you go.
Let's get it. Congratulations. Welcome. We're at the War Room Summit in Miami right now, so I expect to see you at the next one. Congratulations.
And okay, so we're going with super chats.
So, Andrew, closing thoughts.
Yeah, closing thoughts, bro.
What would you get? Okay, for example, what would you say? What would you say to someone, just real quick, how to overcome, I would say, talking to girls?
Yep.
Lead them with that. And then secondly, the last thing they should do to be successful.
Okay, so talking to girls is the first thing. I think a lot of people think people care about them more than they do. If you approach a girl and you try and talk to her and you fail completely, within 30 seconds she's forgotten. You come over and you're awkward and you fuck up and you fall over or something embarrassing, whatever. 30 seconds later, she's moved on. She's back on Instagram. She doesn't care, right? Yep. She doesn't care. You may care. It might stick in your mind, but they don't care, right? And you have to understand, I know it's a bit cliche, it's a bit boring, but we're all going to die. We're all here temporarily.
Yep.
And there's bigger problems in the world. So you're just going to have to bite the bullet. You just have to get your shit together and bite the bullet. That's the first thing.
Right.
And that's one of the things I like to say. We're all temporarily immortal. Whatever you've been through in your life has yet to kill you. Going over to that bitch and her rejecting you, you won't die. It'll be fine. You'll be okay. You know, so that's the first thing you have to do. And there's no risk without reward. That's another thing. So that's how life works, right? But one more thing. If you're around boys who are about it, you'll be about it. If every time you go to the club, your boys are constantly going up to girls, you're going to end up going up to girls.
Facts.
If your boys are a bunch of bitches, you're going to be a bitch.
Facts.
We, as men have always existed in armies and gangs. Since the dawn of human time,
Yep.
men's have always existed in armies and gangs. That's what men did. So you have to choose your army, choose your gang. That's how the normal masculine male role is in a gang. I'm a millionaire and I live with my brother and my cousin. I like living with other men because when I'm with guys, my mind's more on it for business.
Yes.
My mind's more on it for training. Yeah. If I just live with just me and one chick, even me, I'm more lazy. I'm not lazy because it's not who I am, but I'm more lazy.
Yeah.
But when I live with my brother and I see him start training, even if I don't feel like training, well, I don't want to be the bitch. Now he's training. Well, I'm not going to watch him do it and not do it.
Right.
Now I have to do it. And then I'll do it. And then he will, just to annoy me, do it again. Literally, this has happened. This happened last week. He'll do it again, another hour. And I'll be like, well, I can't be the punk. I'm the older brother. I got to do it again.
Yep.
Right? So you push each other, right? You push each other. Accountability. You push each other.
Yep.
So it's the way of the gang. So if you're really scared of going up to girls, then you need to have a conversation with who you hang around with. Why? Are they all scared? Are you talking about money? Probably not. Scared of going up to girls, not talking about money. What are you doing? What are you doing with your life?
Damn.
So, you need to really consider that. Rolling with cowards, because being afraid to go up to a girl is cowards. Rolling with cowards is a much bigger deal than being with girls. Rolling with cowards can get you killed. If you're rolling with a coward and 5 guys come up to you and it's you and your boy is visibly afraid, he's making your enemies braver.
Yep.
He's giving your enemies power.
Yep.
So rolling with cowards is a bigger deal than girls. You need to be surrounded by killers. You need to be for your own safety. I'll tell you a very, very, I have so many fucking stories.
Let's do it. Let's do it, Andrew.
All right,
It's
very
your show,
quick story.
bro. Come
I
on.
was 18. I was 18 years old. I had this girlfriend, right? And her ex-boyfriend was really upset, still in love with her, and he called a few of his boys, and him and 3 of his friends, 4 of them came around the house with hammers to her house, and they all had hammers.
Oh, shit.
And they came outside her
weapon
house.
choice.
They came outside, hammers.
Want to fix some shit?
At least it wasn't machetes.
Yeah,
This is England a long time ago. Now it would be machetes, right?
Yeah.
But it was hammers. They knock on the door. Carrie was her name. Carrie's like, Daniel's outside and they got hammers. Da-da. And I was with my friend Tony. And I was like, well, it is what it is. So we went out. I was like, what the fuck's your problem? Blah, blah, blah. So I start arguing with him. And the guy goes to me, look, I just want you to say sorry. If you say sorry, we'll leave it. I said, sorry for what? Fuck you. I ain't sorry to you. Sorry for what? Right? So I'm arguing with the guy. And then Tony, my friend, goes to me, hey, man, maybe you should just say sorry. He's supposed to be on my team. And by saying that, do you understand how much power you've given the people who are threatening our lives?
Facts.
Do you understand? And I turned, swear to God, he didn't expect it. Because he didn't expect it from me. I turned and I pushed him on the chest. And he went flying. He fell over. My own boy. I pushed my own boy. I have to eliminate the coward on my own team before I fight to give myself a chance to win. That's how detrimental a coward is to your capability.
Yep.
I pushed him over. And when those 4 guys saw me attack my own friend, they were like, they didn't really want it anymore. So they walked off. And after the scenario, Tony goes, what the fuck was that about? I was like, no, you're a bitch. Me and you are never going to talk again. Me and you are never going to talk again. You're a fucking bitch. That could have been life or fucking death. We're supposed to be boys. We die together. The fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, that's true.
The fuck is wrong with you? Am I right or wrong? So if you're the kind of guy who's rolling with cowards and you're worried about girls, you got bigger concerns.
Facts.
My friend. You have much bigger concerns. I'll tell you something. Anyone I roll with, anyone I'm close with, if you come up on us, we are all dying or we're all living. That's how it is. One way or another. I've been everywhere. I've been to Iraq. I've been Syria. It's all on my Instagram. I've been to these places. And me and Tristan shook hands on the plane to Iraq, looked each other in the eye and said, we both die or no one dies. It is. I ain't living knowing I let my brother die.
Yeah.
You understand me? So if you're sitting there going, oh, I'm afraid to go up to girls, I'm going to, as a perspicacious individual and as a professional, I'm going to analyze your life at a macro level. You're talking about a micro problem. At a macro level, you're a bitch rolling with bitches. And when I see you on the street, do you understand me? I'm known
this is facts,
I'm
though.
known
This is
from
facts.
coast to coast, like butter on toast. When you see me, it's a problem. And if you're rolling with a bunch of pussies who are afraid to even go up to a girl, you got much bigger problems in your life. Once again, that's network. So that's the answer to the question if you're afraid to go up to girls. You need to be hanging around with some fucking G's. What was the next question?
The double down to Marco, man.
I think that
I
was-
agree. You got to be out with dudes that are. That's why I tell guys, bro. Why the fuck are you hanging out with girls that are friend zoning you,
Bro.
It's a waste of time,
Bro,
What's wrong with you?
not only is it a waste of time, here's the main reason I don't have female friends.
do it.
Here's the main reason I
Oh,
don't have
this is
female
good.
friends.
This is good. This is good.
Not only is it a waste of time, right? So for me, I want to make this clear, something I want to say. In the last 10 years of my life, and this is one of the things where I really disagree with a lot of pickup coaching, I don't try and convince girls to have sex with me. I will only have sex with a woman who genuinely is excited and really wants to sleep with me.
High interest.
If I take a girl home at the end of the night and she's 50-50 and there's a way I probably could talk her into it, I don't even try.
You kick her out.
I will only sleep with women who really want to sleep with me, and I do that for two reasons. One, it protects you from all the bullshit of Me Too and shit.
Me Too.
And two, because I don't want my soul stained with a negative exchange of energy. Do you understand? If I only have sex with women who are absolutely elated at the idea of having sex with me, that gives me an energy about me as a man, which makes me more attractive to women in the future. I believe in that, right? Every time I'm with a woman in bed, she can't fucking wait.
Yep.
And that gives me a power that I possess, that I exude. I know this sounds airy-fairy.
No, we talked about this. This is why you don't pay for box, guys. We tell
and this
guys
is
on
why
this podcast, you don't pay for
You
fucking
only
sex.
date women that have high interest. Because once again, if you force the situation, oh, you know what? I regret that night.
Oh, yeah.
He grapes me.
Yeah.
Now you're in jail
Yeah.
for forcing a situation. You're right.
Yeah, bro.
But it's also like a spiritual energy thing,
Yeah.
right? And I'm the last airy-fairy guy on earth. But if you're going to take an hour of your life and physically pump in a bitch, looking her in the eyes, and she doesn't even like you,
Yeah.
there's going to be a negative energy you're going to absorb one way or another.
Yep.
Whereas if she is in love with you, it's going to make you more powerful as a man. And that's why that's why in my life I've never paid for sex. If you don't want to fuck me, then fine. Then does not have sex. I don't want to do that.
Yep.
Right?
Bam.
Same, dude.
That's a real.
Bam.
We literally talked about that
we
2
did.
weeks ago
Why
on
you
why
should
you don't
never
pay for box.
for
And
sex.
people came at us and we were like, no, bro, it has way more to do than like just paying for
You
it.
lose a piece of your soul. Because guess what? Now you're okay. You know what happens whenever you pay for sex? You're going on a dark path. That if you keep relying on that, you never come out of it.
One, you get exceptionally lazy.
Yeah.
Two,
Yeah.
it's bad for your game.
Yeah.
And three, I understand the argument.
Makes you hate women, too.
It makes you hate women. The argument is it's cheaper to pay. It probably is cheaper to pay for sex and take girls on dates. It's certainly cheaper with time. It's absolutely cheaper.
Yeah.
But it's cheap, but it cheapens you as an individual. It
I like that
cheapens
one.
you as a man. And you can't be doing that, right? So I would never do that. What was the original point? Sorry, I've had a lot of vodka.
No.
What was the original point I was going to make?
No,
I was
I
going
got
to make a
one more
point
thing.
before.
Men and women can't be friends.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Back to the point.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
here's why I've had a lot of vodka. So here's
No, but you're on fire. Continue
you're
on.
on fire.
Wait, let me just finish.
5,000
Finish this glass.
Let's do this. We got
Guys,
5,000
guys,
live
like
viewers
the
at
video.
1:20 in the
Sub
fucking
to the
morning.
channel. We're almost done here.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're gonna continue the heat, baby. So I got another question on Islam next.
Cool.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
So here's why men and women can't be. Here's why I'm not friends with females. So not only is the sex thing we just discussed, but here's the main reason: females are absolutely on every level a liability.
Facts.
If you're gonna get in a fight in the club, a woman's gonna get you in the fight. Someone's gonna bump into her and she's gonna say, "What the fuck? What the fuck? He'll fucking kill you." And she ain't even sucking your dick. You're about to get punched by me? You dumb? Do you know what I'm saying? Women are a liability because you have some kind of responsibility over them. They want you to protect them, but they don't want to fuck you, right?
Yep.
So you got these chicks around. They're just a liability. They're just a liability, and they're useless on the street. They can't fight in any regard. They can't protect you in any regard. If shit hits the fan, not just a fight, I'm talking about in any aspect of your life. If shit hit the fan in my life, I'd call my brother. If I couldn't call my brother, I know other boys I could call. Even my women, I have some women I've known for 8-9 years, and they're probably some of the smartest women I know, and they listen to me, and they love me, and they adore me. But if shit hit the fan with me and the mafia were out to kill me in Romania, I'm going to call her. What the fuck's she going to do?
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be okay, babe. Thanks. I didn't realize. Thanks, bitch. The fuck? They can't help you fix anything. They can't do anything. They can't do anything. What use are they as a friend? You can't even sit around and talk money with a bitch.
Facts. They look at money differently.
They look at money differently.
You can't
They
talk
do.
to them about money. All these girls that we bring on the podcast, real quick, bro. Oh, I want a 50-50 partner that's gonna help me get the bag. Fuck out of here, bro. Women don't look at money the same way we do.
Yeah.
They're like, we could become rich together, make money together. No, bitch.
No.
You're gonna make $1,000, want to get a bag, and you're gonna stop working. I'm gonna do everything.
Yeah.
Women don't look at money the same way we do, bro, at all.
And also, her money is her money. Your money is her money. So what's the point?
So it's like, yeah, bro, 100% facts on that one. So yeah, I agree with Andrew. Having female friends is pointless, and you just broke it down for you guys. Why?
Boom.
Andrew, and the people have been asking me to ask you this when you came on the show.
Okay.
As many people know, my parents are from Sudan.
Yep.
I grew up in a Muslim household, right?
Yep.
Let me hide this White Claw.
Sorry, bro. Sorry.
And you know, and I grew up in a traditionally Muslim household. My parents, you know, both speak Arabic.
Yeah.
Came from Sudan here in the 80s, whatever it may be. So obviously, I see the world a certain way.
Yeah.
You know, with men being men, women being women.
Yeah.
And I notice in a lot of your Tate speeches and everything else like that,
Yeah.
me and you have very similar ideals when it comes to the way we view the world and Islam, women, etc. And you know, I know that you did a big part of your, I guess, growing up in England, the UK, Luton to be exact, right?
Yep.
And very big Muslim population.
Yep.
What are some big takeaways you took from living with Muslims, seeing the lifestyle, seeing the religion?
Cool.
What's your take on that?
Right. So 3 points again. I always have 3 points.
If you have a problem with feminism, Islam will fix it. If you have a problem with your wife not obeying you, Islam will fix it. Islam fixes a lot of the problems that men are currently facing. The problems we're discussing on this show, Islam fixes all of them, right? That's the first thing about Islam. And I'm not a Muslim, right? If I had to choose a religion, I would, because I live in an Orthodox Christian country, I go to the Orthodox Christian church. I donate $20,000 a month to the church in the country I live in. The church in Romania is very powerful, and I like having church friends. So I give them a lot of money, right? So I would guess I'm an Orthodox Christian. But if I had to bet on one religion as if I were betting on the stock market for the future, you have to bet on Islam. Because Muslims are intolerant. And I'm not saying that disrespectfully, because if you're tolerant of everything, then you stand for nothing.
Yeah.
Facts.
Christians are so tolerant now that you can go to church. These girls will get fucked on a Saturday night and go to church on a Sunday morning and get fucked on Sunday night, and it's no big deal, right? Yeah. So you don't believe it. They have gay pastors that I'm not even anti-gay, but if the book says don't have, like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
what do you believe in now?
Right, yeah.
If you're tolerant of everything, you stand for nothing. I can walk through London with a T-shirt saying Jesus is gay, and nothing will happen to me. If I did the same thing with the Islamic prophet, I'd be dead before I got to the end of the street.
Boom.
That's how much they believe and respect. And I respect people who stick up for what they believe in.
Yeah.
It's not even about me believing in it. I respect them because they believe and they will defend. Muslims are the only people who will defend their religion. They will defend their beliefs. They refuse to be mocked. They refuse to be insulted. And I respect that about them. I respect that. That's an amazing thing about them, right? And the third point is, and I've been all around the world, some of the best countries in the world today are the first world Muslim nations.
Yeah.
Qatar, you can go to Qatar, you can fall asleep with $1 million on your lap in the middle of the street. Nothing's going to happen to you.
Saudi Arabia as well.
You can go to Saudi, nothing will happen to you. You can go to Dubai, UAE, nothing's going to happen to you.
They leave their cars parked with the keys inside.
It's so safe.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so safe. Women, everyone's married. Every woman obeys her husband. Every single woman has 4, 5, 6 kids. Big families. All the things we're talking about, all the problems we have here, right? They've got none of that. None of it. Because of Islam. Islam keeps society in the role where women obey their man. Women have children. Women have big families. Women are exceptionally happy to do so.
Yes.
Before some Western girl comes in here and runs her mouth, the Islamic women are happier than any fucking thought you're going to see in the club tonight.
They're very true.
They're happy. Society is functioning. Their population is growing because in most Western countries, the population is declining.
Yep. Tim Cass was talking about it today. I was talking. We were
2
showed it on
people
the
have
boat.
1 kid. Doesn't work. Doesn't work, right? 2 people need to have 3.1 kids because people die, right? People die prematurely, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So we have population problems in the West. They have none of the population problems. Society is functioning. And that's what society is. Society starts at the smallest possible group. You have families, and families make a street, and that street makes a village, and that village makes a town, that town makes a city, and that city makes a country. So if it's broken at the very fundamental level, if its family level's broken, then it's broken the whole way up.
Yep.
And that's what's happened in the West. And the first world Islamic countries have none of those problems. So if you're going to talk about a belief system that fixes issues, you need to go to Islam.
And I will say this
that will
too.
fix everything.
And look, I'm not Muslim, but half my family is Christian, half is Muslim. Sorry to say this, the half that's Christian, they're all divorced.
Yep.
The half that's Muslim, they're still married,
Yep.
hella kids,
Yep.
and they're happy.
Yep.
The wives do serve their husband.
Yep.
The kids understand
Yep.
the roles, and generally they're happy.
Yep.
You're right on that, 100%.
So I just have absolute, even though I wouldn't identify as Muslim, I have absolute respect for the ideology, respect for the mentality, respect for the warrior aspect of it. I respect it.
They don't play.
They don't play. You can't insult their shit. But you can insult the church all day. You can make fun of it. There's a fucking show on Netflix about a gay Jesus. That's a joke, right? Ha ha ha. And what do the Christians do? Nothing. Christianity is a dead religion. If you're a Christian, and I'm saying this as a Christian myself, Christianity is a dead religion which is confined to the history books. It's dying out. Your own Pope. The Pope goes up there and talks LGBTQ shit
That's
now.
crazy.
It is over.
That's
you don't
crazy.
stand for anything. You don't believe in anything. You have no boundaries. You're walked on. You're mocked. You're divorced. Your fucking Christian wife, after taking her to church for 20 years, will fuck the gardener behind her back. The whole thing is a joke. Being a Christian now is nothing more than advertising you're a loser. It's a losing religion because you've lost to Islam. That's the future of religion.
And I'll say this too real quick, because I've been to Sudan before, and in Egypt, even like poor Muslim countries still have a pretty low crime rate because the laws are so severe. If you steal, a lot of them are still Sharia law. They're gonna cut off your left hand.
Yep.
So you steal again, they cut off another limb. It's just like there's very severe consequences to crime. So. It is what it is. And also for all the, angry womanists out there that are watching us like, oh my God, these two toxically masculine men are together making all these rants. Listen, as women have become more and more progressed, right, with womanism, right, their approval ratings and happiness have gone down as they've made more money, become more free. They've become less happy. And 1 in 4 women in today's day and age is on some kind of antidepressant or sadness medication. You know what I'm saying? Antidepressant medication or anxiety. So what can you say? The stats show that as they become more liberated, they're less happy. Whereas you go to a country like, let's say, Saudi Arabia, right, where the women are, what's the term? They're like
oppressed.
But they're happier. Like, you know what I mean? What does it like? Because women derive pleasure. Not from career or making money, but from family. From having children, bro. Not from making money. The least happy.
Pimpin' Ken said, a hoe without instruction is headed for destruction.
Bam, that's facts though.
Yeah,
And it's true. If they don't have a control mechanism over them, women just start making a bunch of dumb choices and end up depressed.
Dude, even in the Quran, it says it. If you leave a woman to her own devices, she's going to inherently self-destruct.
Yeah.
They need that male leadership, bro, because they're dictated by their emotions. You guys can call me toxic or whatever you want to say, but even religious says this. Christianity, Judaism, Islam,
all of them.
they all put men as the leaders of the household. Why? Because women, if you left to their own devices, are inherently self-destructive.
I say this all the time to feminists when they say about how the patriarchy is invented and all this shit. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
I would like some female out there, if you're a female and you consider yourself smart, do the math for me because I've never done the math. What is the statistical odds of every single civilization since the dawn of human time, civilizations that have never met, the Aztecs and the Mao dynasty in China, right? They've never met, they've never spoken, so it can't be an idea that was spoken by word of mouth. So a statistical chance, a coin flip. What's the statistical chance of every single civilization since the dawn of time, men being in charge?
Bam.
Every single one that's ever existed, there's been a coin flip, and every single time it was men. Do the math, right? And I'll tell you the math. It's a statistical impossibility. So why has it happened? I'll tell you why it's happened. Because the civilizations that decided to put women in charge don't have a history. You don't know their name because they were destroyed by the ones that did put the men in charge.
Damn.
Do you understand? They were annihilated from the face of Earth. And so quickly, they didn't even get to build a fucking ruin for us to find. They were destroyed by the men. The men who were in charge of the other civilization said, oh, the bitches are in charge over there. Oh, okay. Well, let's go fuck them up. Proving that a society on the most base level of humanity cannot survive with female empowerment. It cannot survive with female empowerment. And now we think female empowerment is a new idea. It's been tried by a bunch of civilizations, but they're all gone.
In my humble opinion, I think this female empowerment and this path that we're going on is going to destroy America, honestly.
Yeah.
And
Well, female empowerment is statistically proven, once again, that it leads to women being less happy and being on medication, birth rates declining because women don't derive pleasure from money. Let's keep it a stack. We talk about it on this show all the time. What is the least happy demographic of human being in the United States? Oof. I'll tell you guys, a woman over 40 years old making $100,000 a year without children.
Yep.
So it's statistically proven women derive pleasure more from having children and having families. Now, I know what they're going to say. What? You guys should say men are better than women? Oh my God, you guys are misogynists.
How dare you?
No, we're not saying men are better than women. What we are saying, however, is that men are better at certain things that tend to lead to, let's see, leadership in a civilization.
Yeah.
That's not to say men are better than women. Both parts are needed.
Yep.
But to sit there and say, you know, a female-run civilization is going to work, it ain't.
It's not. We have roles to play, and if we all play our roles efficiently, then life is beautiful. And if we all try and do the other shit, if you took your steering wheel off your car and tried to make it your tire, right? And you put your tire as your steering wheel, the car will limp along a little bit, like the West does now. But after a while, the other societies in the world where their shit's in the right place, like China and the Middle East, etc., are just going to surpass you in the race. And that's what's happening now in real time. The future of the world is no longer American power. The future of the world is Chinese power. We all know that.
Dude,
Like
and
China-
they have banned, guys, I saw this
They
the other
banned
day.
all this shit.
They banned womanism.
Oh.
I want to say the F word, but you guys know what I'm saying. I don't want to get it flagged. This is already going to get suppressed in the YouTube algorithm. Guys, they've banned womanism type stuff in China. Why? Think about that for a second. The men lead.
I'll tell you why. Sorry to
ban
interrupt.
rap?
I'll tell you why.
No, tell
because
us.
if you're in China and you're thinking like the Chinese do, because the Chinese are extremely intelligent, and what the Chinese
Facts.
are, they're like ant people. We all work together for the good of the ant. For the bees, we work together for the good of the hive. Chinese are very, very smart like that. Have you ever seen a Chinese person working for someone who wasn't Chinese?
Bro, now that I think about it, I have not.
Not really.
I have not.
Have you ever seen a pregnant Chinese lady?
What the fuck? I haven't.
You see what I mean?
What the fuck?
They're smart, right? So the Chinese, what the Chinese do,
That's facts.
what the Chinese do,
What the fuck?
you can go to Jamaica, you can go to England, you can go to America, you can go to anywhere in Africa, you can go to Iraq. Iraq was full of Chinese. I couldn't believe how many Chinese were in Iraq. They're rebuilding the whole place. America spent all our money blown up with bombs.
They're all over the Bahamas,
And
too,
now
bro.
they're building
Even
them.
all over the Bahamas.
I'm from Barbados, bro. The Chinese came in, they built structures, and then they move in, and they're taking control.
They're taking control, right? So the Chinese, they're rebuilding everything, right? So the Chinese are super smart, but like I said, the Chinese only work for the Chinese, and they work as a team, right? And the Chinese are extremely smart, and it's all the money goes back to China.
Yes.
Back to China, and China's growing its global influence. All the highways in Africa right now are being built by the Chinese.
Damn.
If you're an African dictator and you want highways, the Chinese will build them for you, but there's a nice big lease, and if you don't pay, they also built your power plant. They'll turn it off.
Yep.
Like they know what they're doing, right? The Chinese are extremely smart. So
They control your infrastructure. They control your country.
yeah, they control everything, and they're the future of the world, right? So if you think like the Chinese do, and you're in charge of a country like China, you understand that you need to maintain your population. You need there to be babies being born. You need men who are focused on their tasks and not focused on arguing with their female. And the easiest way to fix that is to give them all subservient wives who are going to give them babies. That's good for that's from the macro planning level.
Yeah.
You don't need a wife who refuses to have kids, who's arguing with this dude. I'm telling you now, I've said this a million times. More male energy, more masculine power has been wasted, has been evaporated into the universe on female arguments than sickness or anything else you can imagine combined. I guarantee if you were to add up, if a genie were to appear now and he knew all the numbers and were to add up all the hours you spent in bed sick and also all the hours you spent on your phone texting some bitch arguing about some stupid shit, the arguments surpass your illness, surpass your anything you can think
That's
of.
so true.
You've wasted more of your life arguing about stupid Instagram post bullshit with females. They will suck the power from a man. You can be the most powerful rich man in the world. If you're having
King Solomon.
If you're having women trouble, you can see it on him. He's just something about my wife. Blah, blah. And the Chinese like, we're not going to let our men become like the American men.
Yeah.
We're not going to allow that.
Happy wife, happy life.
No, that's bad for China.
Yeah.
They think at a macro level, which we don't do. It's not good for the society as a whole for your men to not be concerned with conquest because their wife is a cunt when they're out busy working. It's true.
No, bro.
You're right. You're right.
It is facts. When you can't go home to a safe, stable home that like you don't got to worry about arguing with your girl, the food is made, whatever. Society is built on monogamy with a subservient wife with a strong man in charge. That's how the United States was built in the 50s with the nuclear family. And now, it's gone, and China's ensuring that toxicness does not come over their side. That's why they ban rap music. That's why they burn any of this Cardi B crap. Like, none of that gets played in China. Go ahead.
And you know the worst part? The women here in the Western society, even on the show, they don't even know how to keep a household. What a man really wants. And as a result, there's no fixing it. We're just going downhill. And like you said, it's doomed.
You want to know what's scary? We have women on the show all the time, and we'll when we have Andrew on with the After Hours show.
I can't wait to talk to these girls. I can't wait. They're gonna hate me.
Yeah, it's gonna be great, bro.
We got one here right now. Actually.
You know, we bring them on, and we ask the women ask us all the time because we give advice. They're like, okay, these guys seem knowledgeable. What do men want? And in one hand, I'm like, you don't know what men want. Like, you know that they want. I'm like, do you really know what they want? They're like, yeah, they want sex. I'm like, all right, cool, but like, do you know how to keep a guy around? And I can't tell you how many times I've had to explain to women how to keep a guy around post sex.
Yeah.
And that's what made me realize so many modern women today think all they got to bring to the table is box. Yeah, you'll get a guy for a night, maybe a week, maybe a month or two, but you ain't going to keep no high value guy around.
What do you offer?
You got to be able to add value.
Outside of sex.
You want to keep guys like us at the table around? You got to be able to bring something else to the table.
It's completely true. With one of my chicks, when I was living in the cam girl world, one of my chicks, I'd make her make me 2 coffees every morning. She'd make me 2 coffees, and one I would drink, and the other I wouldn't even drink. I just leave it to go cold. And she'd say, why do you make me make you 2 coffees? The second one's just like an insult because you never drink it. You just make me make it because you want me to bring it to you, but you're not going to drink it. And I said, if someone broke into this house at night, I will die trying to protect you. That's my job. I will literally risk my life. If we're walking down the street and a guy tries to grab your ass, it's on. I have to risk my life against Mike Tyson, whoever he may be. He might be strapped. He might have anything. I have to risk my life to protect you. That's my job as a man. And you have a problem making a coffee? Does it matter if I drink it?
Damn.
Does it really matter? I like knowing that you do your job. If I need coffee, you're going to do it. And you get to know that if it ever goes off, I will do my job as a man.
Damn.
And from you, all I ask for is 2 cups of coffee. It doesn't matter if I drink them.
Yo,
do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying?
We had a debate on this show, and it's gonna be a fantastic After Hours when we do it.
Yo,
guys.
it's gonna be crazy.
There were girls on the panel. I was telling, I made a comment because some guy, we broke down a video. Guy wasn't getting bedroom fun from his wife. Yeah. And I stopped the thing and I said, listen, guys, everyone out there watching, if your girl or if your wife doesn't give you bedroom fun anymore, you kick her to the curb immediately.
Useless.
That's unacceptable. She has not fulfilled her end of the bargain. And I know as a man, if you're dealing with a woman, you inevitably brought value to her life to some degree because what do I always say? Women are professional resource extractors.
They up.
Men create, women take. So if a woman's in a relationship with you, you're damn sure you brought some kind of value. But I'm not so sure if the woman brought value because we live in a time and age now where women are told, hey, you're fine the way you are. You don't need to self-improve. Womanism is here, and that guy should be happy to have you. No, fuck out of here. She doesn't give you sex, you kick her to the curb because if you're expected, just like you said, to put your life on the line and protect her, she better be sucking dick.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you know, this is another really important point. Women fuck men they respect. They don't even fuck men they like.
Yes.
I have girls who've never liked me, but they respect me.
Exactly.
And we have plenty of sex, right?
Yep.
So women fuck men they respect.
Respect is the foundation.
Respect is the foundation. So if you're with a woman and she's not sleeping with you, then she doesn't respect you. And here's the problem. And I look at that's true. She doesn't respect you.
Very true.
She doesn't respect you. And I look at everything from a chess perspective because I'm a chess player, right? If I'm in a chess position and I'm losing, and the only move on the board is a wild queen sacrifice. And it's wild, and I can't quite calculate if it's going to pay off and it's going to work because I can't see that far enough ahead. But it's my only chance. If I don't make the queen sacrifice, I get to hold my position, and he slowly grinds me down, and I lose. I lose, but I lose slower.
Yeah.
If I make the queen sack, I might lose instantly, or I might win instantly, right? That's the position you're in if your woman won't fuck you. You can either sit there and refuse to sleep with her, but in the end, or you could sit there and say, oh, she won't sleep with me, it's going to be fine. In the end, she's going to fuck someone else. Yeah. In the end, she's going to leave.
Which is the worst betrayal.
She doesn't respect you. Yeah. Why delay the inevitable? You're delaying the loss, but it's inevitable. Isn't it better to make the sacrifice, kick her out, or say, look, I refuse. I don't want to kick you to the street, but listen, I'm saying this to you very politely. I refuse to be in a sexless relationship. We can stay together, and you can be loyal to me, and I'll fuck other bitches.
There you go.
If you want to do that.
Yep.
If you really don't want to sleep with me, no problem. You're my female, and female infidelity is unacceptable on every single level.
Exactly.
So you can be with me, and I'll fuck other hoes if you don't want to have sex with me, or I'll have sex with you. But I, as a full-grown man, I'm not going to live my life without sex.
Yes.
So you either start fucking, I fuck someone else, or I kick you out. That's the queen sacrifice. Make the move. And if you lose, if she walks out on you, she was always going to walk out eventually anyway. So why are you delaying? You're delaying the inevitable. Why delay it? Get it over with. Get on with your life. There's this cowardice that most men have. We're talking about the dating market. There's so many men who are in bad situations with women because the cowardice is they are afraid to lose her. Trump says it in his book, The Art of the Deal. If you're not prepared to walk away from the table, you cannot negotiate. And that is absolutely true in a relationship. If you are not prepared to get rid of her, then what are you negotiating? If you're not prepared to say, sorry, that's the red line, goodbye, then you don't have a negotiating position. You don't have one because you'll just say no, 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 forever, and you'll just stay forever. There has to be a line you will not allow to be crossed. There has to be, right? And so many men are so scared of losing the girl, but if you refuse, men message me all the time, I need my girl to listen to me, I need my girl to have sex with me, but I don't want to split up with her.
You already lost.
I was like, bro, if you're telling me there's no scenario in which you will leave her, I can't help you. I can't help
It's your
you.
only power as a man.
That's your only power as
You
a man.
can't smack the guys. It's
Get a new
2021, bruh.
Get a new girl.
You can't use violence. Like these guys are out here thinking like it's 1921. Oh, well, can I do this? Like, no, bro, you can't. Your only power as a man is you got to be able to walk away and replace her with another girl, bro. That's the only way you can
if
do
you're
it.
a real man about it, because I have people message me all the time and they go, "Oh yeah, but it's easy for you, Tate. You don't care." I say, "No, incorrect. I will tell you right now on this podcast, I have walked away from women I loved with all my heart, and women I missed for months, but I never fucking told them, and I never text them, and I was a man about it.
Right.
Being a man about things isn't not feeling things. It's feeling things and still acting like a man. I've had women who wouldn't comply with X demand. I told them to get the fuck out. They called my bluff and they got the fuck out. And I missed their ass badly. And I still, as a man, ignored it. In fact, you know what's funny? One of them bitches, after 2.5 years, messaged me on Instagram yesterday. And I read her message and left it on red.
Bam! What do we teach you niggas on this show?
Yesterday was a good. I remember I read it and she was sitting there and she was online waiting for me to reply and I was like, no. Fuck
Leave
you,
them
bitch.
hoes on
The
scene.
ultimate victory. The ultimate victory. But when that girl left, it was a good 2 or 3 months I missed her. I wasn't crying missing her, but like, you know, you miss her, right? You want to fuck her, she was hot, you miss her, right? But I never text her. Being a man about things is not feeling things. It's being a man about it. Be a man about it. If she's not going to be the woman you need her to be, she has to fucking go. And you just have to be a man about it and not be a fucking punk.
Yo, here's the worst part though, right? Most guys stay in bad relationships because they don't want to go out into the dating market, and I get that, right?
They don't want to source.
Here's the problem. You spending time with this girl, you got one life to live. If you're wasting your time with this bitch, that's never going to be anything for you, what are you doing? And then secondly, the time you spent with her, you could have met somebody else that was way better. So guess what? You staying in that situation, yeah, it's comfortable, but at the same time, you're killing yourself slowly. It's crazy, bro.
And the other thing too is that I love it when women try to conflict, like they try to sit there and say like my infidelity is the same as your infidelity,
we
and
can
it's
talk
not.
about, bro.
Oh my
I'll do a
goodness.
spin.
Let's do it,
Bro, how
you
long
guys
we
are gonna
been
get the heat
going?
tonight.
Wait, how long
Like
we
the
been
fucking
going?
video.
How long we been going? We'll keep going.
Let's
I'll
keep
go
going.
all night.
36 minutes.
I'll go all
Yo,
night.
they're loving it. We've been going up right now, 5,500 live viewers almost. Let's do it. Let's talk about male and female infidelity because I talk to these chicks every single night about this, bro. They think, oh, well, if you cheat, I should be able to cheat too. No, bitch.
my
It's
gosh.
very different.
It's
Hold
very
on.
different.
Quick commercial break, super chats real quick.
Oh, super chats. Okay, guys, quick commercial break.
At least.
Okay, Shravan T, $50. Tate didn't watch Jordan Peterson and continues to preach everything. JP teaches from a lifetime of academic research. I watch more than 50 hours of JP's content. Just saying, next time I am in the gym, you better believe this will be on repeat. Absolutely, guys.
Okay.
Renegade
Renegade
Wingman,
Wingman.
Tate is literally playing 4D chess. Cheers, brother. Thank you so much. CJ, we need the Tate brothers and Kevin Samuels on the same show. Kevin, please call in tomorrow. Thank you for that, CJ. Appreciate it. And then we got Coach E. Guys, go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Another player in the game as well. Congratulations to the FreshAndFit brand for hitting 100K in less than a year. Phenomenal marketing campaign, talented team of associates, dedication and hard work. Enjoy your celebration. Salute. Thank you so much for that, man. We appreciate it. If you want to come down, DM us on the side. And thank you to Trey and thank you to Chris behind the scenes and our boy Tom, who's also in the studio, our boy Ande. We wouldn't be able to give you guys this heat without the team that we have here. Thank you so much. And our boy Jay Flo, who took some crazy B-roll on the boat today.
Yo,
so,
that footage is going to be legendary.
Yeah, so it's going to be lit. So, okay.
Sorry. Let me just text this.
Yeah.
Yo,
what's up? Did we have any other super chats, Chris?
No, we're good.
No, we're good. Okay, guys, we're gonna keep giving you guys this heat.
Yeah,
we're
I
gonna
got
end
heat
it.
coming for you.
But you know what?
Let me hear the reason you tell them first that infidelity is different between men and women.
I
I'm
would
curious
say
to your
so.
argument.
So obviously, as you guys know, I come from. For those that are just tuning in, I come from a Muslim background. My parents are from Sudan. Grew up in an Arab household, whatever. Which in Islam, you're allowed to have up to 4 wives, whatever it may be. But the check and balances is you have to be able to pay for said wife each. If one you buy one a home, you got to be able to pay the next. So only men with affluence and status and money can do it. So there was checks and balances. So I always say that a man shows his commitment through taking care of your dumbass, not by banging other chicks. Because men, we're able to detach from sex, emotionally. Women aren't. As much as they want to say, well, I can bang guys, emotionless. Oh, really? Do you sleep with new guys every single night to cope with your same horniness? No, that's disgusting. Exactly, because there's an emotional tie to some degree. Even the most discriminant woman is going to be far more conservative than even the most conservative man. Indiscriminate woman. Even the biggest guy that, I'm a church boy, I'm not trying to smash. He's going to still have a higher sex drive and want to bang more than even like the most conservative girl. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So like it's just cap. It's just cap. But what's your take on it? I think men and women show
they show it absolutely different ways. They show it absolutely different ways. I completely agree with you. But there's also another argument. So that's one argument. There's another argument I use. And that's a biological evolutionary perspective argument, right? So you have to look at, when you look at people, you have to look at people from a societal perspective and from an evolutionary biological perspective. We are animals. So we've evolved a certain way as animals, and then society's come along and given us certain rules on top, right? Like monogamy is a societal rule.
Yes.
It's not natural for
keep
men.
things stable.
To keep things stable, right? So, but you have to understand something. Paternity, up until very modern times, could only be ensured through virginity.
Yeah.
The reason that in many societies still today, including the countries you've just named, virginity is coveted is because that's the only way you can ensure the paternity of the children is via virginity. For the longest period of human history, women were virgins until they were married.
Yes.
Virginity was absolutely and utterly important, and this is all linked to paternity. Just because now we have the pill and we have DNA tests, that doesn't mean you should act in a way in which you would not be instantly sure on the paternity of a pregnancy.
Technology does not change instinct.
Technology has not changed the instinct and the biological evolutionary hardwiring of humanity.
Facts.
In which if you are pregnant and you're not certain of whose it is, because most of these chicks out here, if they got pregnant, it could be one of 3 dudes.
Facts.
One of 3 dudes. One of 3. No, because by the time they realize they're pregnant, within a 3 or 4 week period when they could have got pregnant, 3 or 4 weeks, a month, could have been 2 or 3 dudes in a month, could have been more, right? How, if you get pregnant and you're not entirely sure on the paternity of who it could possibly be, you're not living your life right. Yeah. And just because you can take the pill to stop yourself getting pregnant, and just because you can do a DNA test if you do have the child, that does not remove your responsibility as a woman to be able to ensure the paternity of an offspring based on your sexual habits. The difference between me and you is if I'm fucking a whole bunch of women, I know they're my kids. Fine, right? I know what I'm doing. I know they're my kids, right? Yep. But a man having sex with multiple women is not nearly as disgusting or degrading as a woman having sex with multiple men. Yep. It's not the same thing. Pretending it's the same thing is a complete lie. Yep. It's a lie on every single level. One is the paternal aspect. And 2, when you look at the paternal aspect, you also have to look at the evolutionary wiring that females have to coupling. You talk about the emotionality. Yeah. Women naturally emotionally get coupled or emotionally linked to a person they have sex with, because if they get pregnant by that person is responsible for keeping them alive.
Facts.
Yeah. If you got pregnant in the olden days and the man abandoned you, you would die. Yep. You're on the street with nothing. You're going to literally die. So it's important that you get that man and you hold and keep that man. They have an evolutionary biology that's going to make sure that if they have sex with somebody, there's something about them which is attached to that person.
You must bring value as a man.
Whereas a man, I can fuck a bitch. You know what I'm saying, right? It could be, and then I can get a message the next day. Hey, did you hear Dianca? She's who's Dianca? Who the fuck's Dianca? Like, it could be 12 hours ago. I don't know her name, right? So we can genuinely be emotionally detached.
Yeah.
Because we are biologically designed to be genuinely emotionally detached. In fact, there's some math on it. Have you heard the math about how many men have reproduced since the dawn of human time?
Roughly 40%, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas 99% of women have reproduced.
Bam.
Meaning that 40% of the men were fucking 99% of the women.
Bam.
So since the dawn of human time, a few men had all the chicks. That's the way we've always been.
And it's even more pronounced now. I would say.
Top 10%.
Yeah.
I would argue it's like 10 to 20 now with technology.
That's how it is. So any woman who thinks sleeping with lots of men is the same as a man sleeping with lots of women or whatever, fucking whatever I'm going to say it, is just feminist, new age garbage, along with the toxic masculinity, along with everything else they teach. It's a complete lie. It's not true. And what's actually sad when I argue these points with women, what's actually sad is that you want to be that way. If you were a good woman with a good heart and a good soul and a good view of the world, you wouldn't want to cheat. You know what happens when a woman truly loves a man? When a woman truly loves a man, every other man on earth becomes
Invisible.
instantly unattractive.
Facts.
It doesn't matter if he's fucking famous. It doesn't matter if he's rich. I tell you, I have girls who've been in love with me, and they've been hit up with every blue check in their Instagram. There's like the idea of another man touching me makes me feel sick. I love you, and I've been with you for years, and I couldn't even imagine another man touching me. That's how a woman loves a man. That's true love. If you're a woman, you're having all these dudes touch you, then you're just loving none of them. You're just running through life being a hoe. And the difference between a man and a woman is I can love my woman with all my heart.
Yep.
I can be prepared to die to protect her, and I can still fuck another bitch.
And I
Damn,
say that
son.
all the time, that men, we can smash other chicks and love our girl the same way, but if your girl smashes another dude, it's a wrap, bro.
Oh, she doesn't love you, yeah.
She's done. And I love it because girls try to come on the show and say, well, I can have emotionless sex. Not all the time. And I'll tell you this, most girls can't do it. And if for the girls that can do it, you already know what time it is.
She belongs to the streets.
Bro.
Yeah.
The argument is, right?
Bro.
The girls that can detach, bro, they have no soul.
They have no soul left.
1,000 cocks there. They're gone.
They've been smashed by a lot
It
of
goes
dudes.
inside of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you understand? There's a huge psychological, when something comes inside of you, that's a big something happens psychologically. If you can allow something inside of you and detach from it truly, then yeah, you belong to the streets. You have no soul
Facts.
left. You're broken. You're a broken person. You're a broken person to allow something to come inside of you and you have no emotion towards
And the
scenario.
data shows it because women are less happy now than they were before when monogamy was a thing and the institution of marriage. And because let's keep it a stat, guys. The institution of marriage keeps society stable. It allows men that are average, or lower, to be able to get sexual access. So what? They can raise a family, and there is no stronger motivator to men than a family. That will make a man work overtime.
I'm going to say something that's super, super controversial.
Let's do it, baby.
Bro,
let's
let's
do
go.
it.
Ready? When my father was still alive, he died a few years ago. When my father was still alive, I said to him,
R.I.P.
Why? Yeah, he was the real one. And I said, why? What is all this Taliban war shit about? Because the war was going on. I said, why are the Taliban even fighting back? And my dad turned to me and said, they're fighting for the rights to have virgin wives who are still going to obey them. They've seen the Western lifestyle and they don't want it.
Wow.
And I was like,
wow.
You're telling me this is all down to pussy? He goes, imagine you're in the Taliban. Imagine you're raised a certain way, and then you've looked at American culture. You looked at the strippers. You looked at the hoes. You looked at all the, and America's trying to bring America. And you're like, no. At least let me have my family. I'm not even saying they're right, but I'm saying a lot of what this shit's happening, a lot of these guys are out there dying just to protect their right to have a virgin wife who'll make them a sandwich. But that's what it is. That's all they want.
No.
If you're a villager in fucking Afghanistan in the Taliban, all you want is a wife and a family and a little fucking goat. You don't want freedom, America, attack. They don't want to fucking come here and shoot up. They're busy, right? They don't. That's the truth about it all, right? So there's a certain lifestyle that they're trying to protect, and what they're trying to actually protect is their sexual marketplace or their sexual dynamic.
Yeah.
Right? It's a dynamic that we're discussing, but it's a dynamic that some people out there are trying very, very hard to protect. The Chinese are protecting it. People are trying to protect it because if you look at countries like America, it's degraded on such a level. I say this all the time to guys. People message me all the time. Hey, Tate, I don't want to be a playboy, but I want to get a good wife. And I say, look, the only way you're going to get a good wife in the West is to be a playboy.
Yes, facts.
Thank you.
Yo,
Thank you.
That's the only way.
Someone said it.
You don't know if it goes good or bad from one experience. You need multiple.
If you marry your high school sweetheart, she might have been a hoe. And now you're in trouble. Right? You're like, oh, I think only 3 guys fucked her before me in high school. But I say this all the time, right? If you have to become a world leading expert on apples, you need to bite a lot of apples.
Yeah.
Right? If you've bitten one apple, what the fuck can you tell me about apples? I don't care how much you like said apple. You don't know about other apples, right? So if you want to be a family man in the Western world today, the first thing you need to do is learn to be a playboy, because when you can tear through chicks, you can now start choosing high quality and vetting.
Yep.
A lot of the red pill talks about vetting. All the time I see these red pill guys on Twitter. Never get with a girl who has OnlyFans. Let me tell you something. I've been with girls who have OnlyFans who are fantastic women and we're absolutely loyal to them.
Boom.
So they give these stupid criteria, right? These never get with a girl who has tattoos. Shut the bro. I got girls with my name tattooed on them. Be quiet, right? So there's a whole bunch of these garbage rules. But the truth is, if you truly want to find a perfect woman that you believe that you want to have a family with, you need to sleep with a lot of women.
Yeah, you do.
Because you don't know a woman and you don't understand a woman until you slept with her.
Yeah.
You don't know her when you date her. You don't know her when you talk to her on chat. You know her when you've been sleeping with her for a while and you've seen what she's like and you're around her. You've seen after you've had sex how she behaves.
Yes.
You need to sleep with a bunch of women to finally find a good one to have a family with. I'm super pro family. I'm not one of these red pill guys who like never have kids, have pointless sex forever. I believe every man out here should have children.
Yep.
I believe it's one of the most beautiful things in the world to do.
Yep.
I believe that when you're old, you're going to regret you didn't have enough kids, no matter how many you have. I think when you want someone to take care of you, I think it's an amazing thing. But if you truly want to have a woman who loves you and you know is going to be a good wife, you need to tear through a ton of pussy now. This is the world we now live in. So you better get good at it.
And I'll say this real quick, because we get a lot of hate, guys like me, you, Fresh, from the TradCons. Oh, well, you talk about families, but you're teaching guys to be degenerates. And I'm here to tell you guys this. If you live in the West, I agree 100% with Andrew. Nowadays, it used to be the father taught the woman how to be a woman, right? And the mom, right? But nowadays in the West, let's keep it a stack. Most households are divorced. A lot of people grow up in fatherless households. The dad is absent, okay? So there's no authority figure to teach women that there's consequences to your bad decisions.
None.
So since women don't have an authority figure, half of the time, a lot of the times they don't have a strong father, you now have to take on that burden and you have to vet the women now because a lot of girls, quite frankly, don't have a good foundation to be a wife. Because I got newsflash for all you guys that are from Western countries. Feminism teaches women a lot of bad habits that are not conducive to a long-term relationship. I'm going to say that one more time for you guys. People think I speak Chinese when I say this shit. Western society, feminism teaches women a lot of bad habits that are not conducive to long-term relationships. They tell women, don't listen to a man. The patriarchy is here. Don't cook for him. Don't clean for him. You're not a slave. Go ahead and chase your career. Blah, blah, blah. All that stuff sounds good on paper, but let me tell you something. It is literally the killer of a nuclear family because that woman is not going to know her place in a family. In a family, not every part is interchangeable like the West wants to tell you. A man has a role, a woman has a role. He's the hammer, she's the nail. If you try to switch it around, it ain't gonna fucking work. I'll tell you guys that right now because if you put a woman in a leadership position where she's making more money, the stats show it, divorce rates increase dramatically. What happens with divorce? Single parent household, single mother household, because she gets there 90% of the time. Kids end up fucked up, shooting up schools, all this craziness that we have in the West. So in today's day and age, if you live in the West and you want a serious relationship, you have no fucking choice. You have to get out there, date girls, figure out which ones are good, which ones are bad, and more importantly, have the game and the frame to coach these chicks because they're no longer going to come pre-assembled from a packaged home where there was a father. You now have to be the authority figure and teach her how to be a good wife because feminism indoctrinates women to not be dutiful wives. Women want to get married in the West, but they don't want to be fucking wives. They want to go on happy, ladies' nights out. They want to go out and drink. They want to still be able to have you at home, but have that single sex and a lifestyle type atmosphere. And that shit does not work, guys. So with that said, you have to get out there, smash chicks, figure out which ones,
She belongs to the streets.
and adapt accordingly and find the ones that aren't, man. So...
Man,
Well said. Man, thank you, brother.
You nailed it. You completely nailed it. You completely nailed it. If you're a man out here and you're a TradCon and you really want to be married, you better fucking fuck a bunch of pussy and you better find yourself
no way around it.
good woman. There's no other way to do it.
Or go to a country where traditional masculinity is a thing, and you find a girl that came from a strong fathered household, and take her if he lets you. That's the other thing you can do.
Mexico, Colombia, where else? Somewhere else.
Middle East somewhere, you know what I'm saying? But like, guys, that's the world we live in now. A lot lot of girls, you're going to have to coach them to be a good girlfriend now. You're going to have to turn them into a good woman and get these bad habits out of them that womanism teaches them. You know what I mean? And the hotter she is and the younger she is, the harder it's going to be, my friends.
Facts.
Yep.
All right, super chats, and then let's.
Yo, this podcast was lit, by the way.
Hell yeah.
Okay, no child support.
$100. Love on the podcast. Shout out to the Coach Gang. Thanks to Coach Greg Adams for leading me to see your channel.
Shout out to Coach Greg Adams, guys. Go subscribe to this channel. Also, fantastic content creator.
Caddy Papa
friend of ours.
$100 says, bruh, it's fire tonight. Homie, a real one. He means Tate.
I'm a real one.
Diego
I'm doing my best.
Osiro, $50. I don't know what the technical misunderstanding was with Rule 0 gang, and I don't care. I've learned from both. Different energy for different people, and there are no foolproof prescriptions. I still watch them, and also every interview with Cobra is gold.
Absolutely, man.
Hey, and I want to make one more thing clear. I'm not hating on absolutely anybody in the space. I think everybody in the space has something to add. The points I was just trying to make is that the space as a whole could be far more constructive if some of the ego was detached. I don't know where all this ego came from. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Agreed.
Yo, Andrew, where can people find you, man?
Yeah, so you can find me on Twitter. My Twitter is ofwudan, OFWUDAN, but my Twitters get banned a lot. I think I'm on my 9th account now.
God damn. His Twitter is hilarious, guys.
Yeah, but if you follow me while you can, because it's fun, right? So my Twitter I'm most active on, Instagram at Cobra Tate, and then CobraTate.com. And if you ever join the war room, you're gonna have a lot of me, right? Because that's where I spend most of my time. That's where I focus. I think the world is changing in regards to the idea of large scale social networks like we have now. As censorship increases, is going to just die out, and you're going to have lots of small social networks of people with certain mindsets, and that's kind of what the war room is, and we're kind of preempting that. So
you're not going to get interviews like this on YouTube for long, guys.
No, not for long.
This was a very based conversation.
This was pretty based, yeah. and if this was a war room broadcast, because we do a broadcast every week, it would have been even based. It would be baster. Is baster a word? I don't know. More based.
More based. All right, so yeah,
guys, get on his YouTube, guys. Tate YouTube. Speech, okay. It's Tate Confidential, 2 YouTube channels, right? Go follow his brother, also the Talisman Tate on Instagram. And then follow Cobra Tate on Instagram, of Wudon on Twitter. Guys, CobraTate.com if you want to get in the war room. Andrew, thank you so much for coming on the show, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is the first guest we actually shook his hand after the show.
And you guys have been asking for Andrew for a very long time, and I'm excited to bring him here. And don't worry, guys, it's going to be one of many collabs. He's going to be back here. I'm actually going to give him a guest pass for the building so he can just come in whenever he wants. So yeah, man, it's part of the fam, Fresh and Fit fam. Yo, you always got a chair and a seat here, man.
So real quick, follow Myron, Unplugged Fit with 2 T's. Follow me, Freshman CEO. Follow Chris, the producer, Aaron C. Pogson. Follow Trade Talk Sports. And also as well, party May 15th. Don't forget it, guys. It's going to be lit.
We're going to try to keep Andrew here.
Way more girls than guys. It's going to be the best party spot in Miami. Also as well, shout out to INA in the back. And yeah, man, this was a good show.
Yeah, it was a great show. Guys, open up a tab right now. Tate Speech and Tate Confidential. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. Follow him on Instagram. Andrew Tate, thank you so much for coming, man.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate you guys inviting me. And also, you guys are doing something amazing because you have some content which is entertaining enough to go mainstream, but you're sticking the knowledge in there and bringing it up to people who've never really heard it before. So you're doing very important work.
Really
excellent, guys. So stay tuned. There will be more collabs with Andrew and the Tate brothers. Tristan will be next, and we're going to have some ladies as well. Guys, thank you. We will catch you
on
tomorrow.
The next one.
Yeah, the next one. Tomorrow, probably.
Here, yeah.
Peace, guys.
Peace, guys.